Oi, oi. Flat Earth British. Martinliedtke speaking. Welcome to our weekly Flat Earth British think tanks. Fantastic, absolute juiciness. Flat Day. You excited? I'm very excited. I could crush a grape. I could crush a grape right now. And with good reason. With good reason. It's dawned on me how inept academia must feel when they watch Flat Earth British. Eat your heart out, Graham Hancock. I'm basking in the glory of juiciness, guys. Okay. Cracking show lines up for you tonight. It's been a mega busy week on the Flat Earth British realm. Put a few videos up on some of our other formats. We put a video up on, on the Flat Earth British think tank channel this week and on the Celtic Tartarian channel this week. You may want to go and sub to them and check them channels out. There's so much juice on them as well. Graham Hancock, the egg. Let's not be negative about anybody, shall we, Ed? Not even though his name is Hancock, coincidentally. Okay, no coinky dink. So, we're going to have some fun. Yeah, mind-blowing decision. Listen, I know I always say I'm going to blow your minds, but in this case, I actually am going to blow your minds because I've been in this field for a decade or so of searching and reading probably tens of thousands of Middle English documents. Never have I come across anything quite like this. Okay, so it's going to be a lot, but we're going to start with there's juice all the way through, but we're going to start with the narrative of evidence for lands in what they call the North Pole, which is supposed to be a frozen ocean, yo. Okay. The Smoky God. My favorite book, probably, of this moment. It's one of my favorite books ever. It's the story of Olaf Johnson, and he goes on a voyage with his father to the land beyond the North Winds, the land beyond the North Pole. Lands beyond the North Pole, where they are as warm as a summer's day in Amsterdam. Okay. Heavily populated, some of these continents. There are 4 of them separated by 4 rivers. And in the middle, Mount Meru, the magnetic mountain, which all compasses point to. And I had a dream about that many moons ago, and it was an impossibly big pyramid, black pyramid. So they're hiding something in my mind in the north anyway. I always thought it anyway. It's instinctively I feel like a pull towards the north and never the outer regions and the south for some reason. And they're pushing that all the time lately, aren't they? The old Antarctica narrative. So I'm like, they don't mention the North Pole ever. So we're going to look at this book that I've been reading and decoding, and it's quite an early book from the 1650s, yeah, 650s. But the book is Voyages of the Americas, but at the end of the book, it talks about the Arctic region and the lands north of Greenland, the lands north of Greenland. Okay, and the lands beyond, 35 leagues, 1,200 miles north of Nova Zelanda. So how big is it in the middle? How big is it in the middle? It could be just massive. It's supposed to be an ocean anyway. It's supposed to be the smallest ocean, but you don't get a feel for the size of it when you maybe study like a flat Earth map, for example. Like the Gleason's map. It's fucking tiny, but I got a feeling it's really, really big. The mountain is surely. So it's the first, witness accounts. Like this book, the guy got put in the madhouse in America for like 25 years for even saying what he'd seen on that voyage. Okay, and there's been quite a few other narratives for exploration and finding these places in the north, but this one is the first written narrative, and it is by the East India Company. I do dig that, but they're saying They're saying that there's a continents, okay, and there's one that they visited, and it's inhabited by pygmies, unicorns and pygmies, and goes into all sorts of details concerning the inhabitants and their traditions, etc. So we're going to have a look at that. It's quite mind-blowing. Okay, it's quite mind-blowing. It's quite good evidence, I think, that there is something going on in the north to corroborate the Mercator map, actually, perfectly, as we will find out in this post. There's a shit ton of other stuff we're going to look into. We're going to look into the very real prospect, having looked at the case, of the Chunnel, which is the longest tunnel, underwater tunnel in the world, the Channel Tunnel, which links the Great British Isles, Blighty, to mainland Europe, France. And it's called the Channel Tunnel. You may have seen it. Well, apparently the British dug one end, the French dug the other end. They met in the middle, shook hands, bonsoir, and off they go. There was tunnels there already, and the evidence sort of swings towards that they been taking loads of money, saying they've been excavating these tunnels, when really they just tapped into already existing tunnels, took the mud out, and it's all been a bit of a con. Because they were there already, as the official narrative tells you anyway. Weirdly, it's not like they're hiding it. You just got to put two and two together, and it doesn't take a genius. We're going to look at some mudflood evidence from Turkey. We're going to look at the art of Max Ernest, who does the watery Phoenician theme and the mudflood theme, weirdly, from the late Victorian era, the early Edwardian era. Very interesting artist. Pics of the day, funnies, maps, all the usual fantastic new juiciness, videos, and all of that groovy stuff that we do on Flat Earth British. Okay, and I'm not being biased when I say, okay, this is the best channel that has ever been in the history of the world, ever. Okay, no, I would say that because, well, basically it's my channel. One love, Tommy Rogers. So much love to you all. So I've been on Hangouts all week. I am around media till 3 o'clock this morning, but it was fantastic. And I've been on loads of shows, and some of the cutting edge philosophical thinking that's been coming on, and it's sort of set the tone for the year of you know how far we're coming on, guys. You know, we're taking leaps and bounds now with the apocalypse. You know, the awakening, the unveiling. It's just getting really, really quick. It's progressing. It's accelerating. It's exponential, even. Do you agree with that, Quinn? Do you feel that? I'm getting a little tickle myself. Yeah, Max Ernest, Jason Gore, fantastic artist. Check him out. I'll show you some examples. Really trippy, and the guy knows all about the watery theme. His main theme is flood, is apocalypse. So, Joe, love you, Joe. You are such a kind and beautiful soul. All of the world is a better place with you in it, and all of you in it. This is a fantastic. Thank you, God, for another hour of truthing. Yeah, let's just give thanks right now. Thanks, God. That was fucking epic. Getting me through that day. Yeah. To get to Flat Earth British, Flat Day night. Okay. So we can get juiced up. Okay. Let the juice overflow us. And I got plenty of juice. Juice enough for all of you. That's Coop, Enrique. D. Han Experience. That's a good name. Martin Haley. Good, Matt. And Capalocious and Hippie Shake and Vibes. So let's keep that vibration high, shall we? Let's ignore all of the, like, I left my fucks basically in the Make-Believe Stone Age. Okay. And I won't be getting them back either at any time ever. Okay. So it's the unconditional love thing on Flat Earth British, or tough titty. Okay, not doing anything else. Psycho Dave, good to see you. Hugh, Unindoctrinated. Good to see you, my friend. Noel Alexis Show, good to see you. And my brother Matt is called Martin. Is he, Matt? Is he, Noel? Well, there's a small world, isn't it? It's Quinky Dink. What does it mean? What does it mean? Al Delaney, Brian Bachin, Social Ripper, or Ripper to his friends. Ripper. Does the channel tunnel disprove continental drift? That is very good. If we were drifting apart and Britain was drifting away because of continental drift, yeah, that would sort of fracture that tunnel. Yeah. Never actually thought of that till just now. That is really, really good. That is, Ripper. I really like that. DN, good to see you. So, yeah, it's been a very learned week. It's very, very knowledgey. Very knowledgey week this week. Feel all knowledgey after all of that. Pavlov's sheep is really, really knowledgeable. Very intrigued to know who are you, who is so wise, is what I'm wondering. Marlene, Amy. It's the number one we are allowed to know about. Okay, they are hiding fucking so much from us, but they've left for some reason tidbits. Why would there even be a narrative explaining all of these places if they didn't exist, or maybe being sunken in the apocalypse, or maybe there's just a bit of it left? Who even knows? Is there a tunnel that links America to Europe? Well, yeah, check out my channel, people are watching. I have submitted a little bit of a video concerning such prospects and plans that were put together in the past anyway for all of that. But the whole place is honeycombed with tunnels, you know, and some of these tunnels in Britain are supposed to be the oldest in Christendom, like, you know, the Mersey Tunnel and the Severn Tunnel and, you know, Blackwall Tunnel. And tunnels like that are supposed to be the first that arrived, like anywhere in Christendom. And I just think they were there already. I think they all of it. I don't even believe any of what they've been telling us. They've had complete control. People have been reading fucking newspapers and history books, and they're the same thing. They tell a tale and not even fucking real. Reading your history book is like reading the news of the world. Okay? If you want to know all about kings and queens and battles that you can't find or any evidence of ever, take a look at a history book. Are you dead, Pyro? What one? Sandblast, jet wash. Yeah, don't put a jet wash too close to your paintwork. It flicks off, as I found out when I was valeting once, writing off brand new cars, one after the other. Glorious days. Are you lovely, India? Max Pop. So yeah, we're gonna get straight into the info today because we've got a lot to get through. I'll take breaks, come back, gives you shoutages and stuff. So the obligatory, please would you share this out? Okay, trying to muscle my way through that very annoying algorithm that just went all complete fucking Nazi this year. You can't even fart without an issue. Okay, there's something wrong with them. They've gone really weird. I mean, YouTube and all of it, really. Facebook's equally as fucking weird. It's like you're not allowed to say anything anymore. So that's going to be problematic. Oh, whatever. It doesn't even matter anyway. It's too fucking late for all that. Okay, James Galloway. Samuel Pepys era, 1650s. Indeed, Samuel wrote about the Great Fire of London, apparently watched her all out of his window south of the river, said he's seen rivers of lead running down Fleet Street from the lead that had melted off St. Paul's Cathedral roof. And he's watching all this, and his name's Pepys, like Peep. I'm not sure, Samuel. We got no photographs, it's just words, isn't it? You know, they keep telling us, like, you know, all of these people, Lewis Carroll, Defoe. It's like they probably just plagiarized really clever students in Cambridge and Oxford University looking over their shoulder. Shh, plagiarize them, nick their shit, use a new book called Robinson Crusoe by Defoe. You know what I mean? They do that shit, guys. That's how this shit goes down. Because this shit goes down. Original thoughts, even in academia, apparently are extremely rare. T, good to see you. Because they use other people's sources. It's really weird. Even in academia, they do that, guys. Fuckos. Oh, this little wing. We love little wing. We're going to have some story time anyway. So sit comfortably. Okay, sit comfortably. I'm going to try and talk. I have complaints that I don't sound English, which is quite understandable because I'm fucking not. I'm anything but English. I'm Welsh. Welsh. Does no one know what that means? Think Don't even worry. I was going to say Tom Jones, but that's not a good example, really. He thinks he's the king of Wales. Wanker. I'm a national treasure. Eh? Not even recognised. I'm better than Liam Gallagher. He's a fucking wanker. Tons better than him. And I'm brainy. Wanker. Rose. Rose Morley, good to see you. Crafty King. Kim. Ooh. And Jolly Man. Okay, let's get stuck into the juice. Now, let's calm my Brian down. That's better. Feel homed now, spiritually homed in that moment, ready to deliver the juicage. So, Tara Payne. Does this mean you're Irish? Stop being a pain, Tara. Tara, well, that's because you're Irish, and there is a Tara in Ireland, which has got quite a bit of a Tartarian narrative behind it, as I found. He's one of them. He's one of them. He's apart from him being a fucking brown nose, and he's right up. He's one of Jimmy Savile's gang. He probably had Rolf Harris paint his picture. Blind spot. So yeah, there's been a few defos, haven't there? People are dropping like fucking flies. Took my next door neighbour out in a body bag this week. Everyone's died since I've been here. Since COVID, the whole street has died. And I'm the only one in this block, in the entire block. Everyone else is dead, and I'm not even joking. There's a guy moving in downstairs this week. So Lisa Marie Presley, she's younger than me. All their millions, it's like the Presley gene, even though they're good lookers when they're young, they don't stay good lookers. She looked like shit. No offense to her, like she's fucking dead now, so it doesn't matter, does it? She looked like shit took a shit, didn't she? Yeah? She's not like a mother. And Elvis went the same way, wasn't he? He was like a fucking angel when he was young. Gets up to like about 40, yeah? He can't even dance because he's too fucking fat. Yeah? It was embarrassing. Yeah? He's got a handkerchief to wipe all of the literal buckets of sweat that are pouring off his fat burger sweat as well, guys. All the drugs and fucking shit. Don't get me wrong. I like Elvis. Okay, Elvis is fab. Okay, I'm not being, not in the non-Elvis get, I like Elvis. But he didn't fare well. So who else died this week? Fucking loads. Yeah, so loads. Maybe they all died. I'm wondering because there's an Amazon. Amazon. They've got a massive Amazon plant in Doncaster, which is about like 5 miles long. It's just a massive, massive plant. They're closing it down. Why the fuck would they be closing an Amazon plant down? Surely the deliveries are the busiest thing in the world right now, but they're closing it down. So it's occurred to me, it's like loads dead? Is that what's going on? Is there just fuckloads dead? Like I said, I'm the only one in this block, guys, and everyone in the street's gone. There could have been fuck tons gone, and nobody, the 2 years that everyone was locked in, everybody lost somebody. And then everything's like, they could be all fucking dead, is what I'm saying. Anyway, like I said, fucking zero fucks given. No, it's all done in the best possible taste, okay? They're not nice like us, guys, okay? They're not. Okay, they're narcissistic. They don't care in the same way. They force a feeling if they can, yeah? They don't have like an old yellow moment, do they? They can't think about like Bambi's mother and have a little Philip, can they? Because they don't know about things like emotions. Too busy thinking about money and wanking. Or whatever they do. So thanks, member, and thanks, Calm Doyle. That's it. Calm Doyle. Lisa Presley, snake in the British snake. Oh, yeah. Well, isn't it weird how all of them end up married together? It's like, are they all in the same family? How the fuck should you marry, like, Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson gets to marry Elvis's daughter. They're all in the same family. And I was looking at a photo of Bianca Jagger the other day. I think that Bianca Jagger's a dude, guys. It wouldn't surprise me because, like, Mick Jagger was a proper fag, wasn't he, with, what's his name? Keith Richards. The two of them been having a little schmoozy thing going on since 1960 It's supposed to be hidden, but everybody knows it. So all in plain sight. So I think Bianca Jagger was a fucking dude, She's got big muscles. Just saying. I have fairies. And Cammy, I was on a show last night with Cammy, hanging out. We had a fantastic night. We hung out till 3 a.m. You never saw Rhonda. Let's touch Rhonda. Rhonda have seen Elvis with her own eyes. There you are. We've now been touched by greatness, by Rhonda Butterfly, who actually saw him with thine own eyes, which is fantastic. Yeah. Wow. Thanks for sharing that memory. I feel moved. No, that was my bowels. Right, Gary, good to see you, my friend. Okay, let's get into the juiciness. So yeah, this book, I presented a little bit of it last night on IMRL Media out of pure excitement for it all. Okay. Marticus Farticus Esquire is what we are today, which I am generally. Not that I fart. I'm like the Queen Mother. I've got bum. So hang on a minute. What the fuck is this? Oh, there it is. Share screen went all weird then. Please make sure to share this out. Do not worry. I'm speaking perfect English. This is how it sounds. Okay. This gives me credibility. If I put a white coat on now, I've got the clipboard. Yeah. Total credibility. Just give it a British accent, a white coat. I could say there's space and you would believe me. We'll look at that a bit later as well. Space fakery. And all sorts of things. Buckle in. It's going to get rocky. It's going to get juicy. Okay, this is the book. So, I have read it in the past, but I didn't actually get too deep into it, and I didn't realize the juiciness at the end. So what we got is America being the latest and most accurate description of the New World, containing the original of the inhabitants and remarkable voyages to the conquest of vast empires. So it's basically, it explains all of South America. We have sort of had the narrative before of cannibalism and all sorts of weird stuff going on in the whole of the Americas. So it's from 1671, I671, but the last chapter is have been undiscovered of unknown Southland and Arctic region. So they go into some description prior to this bit here of southern lands, which I covered quite extensively in a post or two ago. They don't talk too much about inhabitants. They are talking about the inhabited place. At first, I thought it was Antarctica, but I think it's Australia because of the similarities, and New Guinea as well. Yeah, it doesn't match with the geographical location in the first bit concerning southern lands. So even in the first bit, they do say that there's nothing much going on in the south. All they seen from the coast was burning fires, and they didn't bother going there. And it looked unfavorable. But the north, that's different. So the last chapter in this book, okay, Terra Borealis, the Arctic regions. And he's just surmising that there's nothing going on with the south. So having spoken something of Terra Australia's incognita, so that's that large body of land that we'll look at a little bit later on maps that you see on the bottom of all of the maps in the old maps, or unknown southern lands, there remains something to be said of the opposite part, namely Terra Borealis, or the Arctic regions, which is called incognita, in like manner of the Terra Australis. So it's like the other Arctic region, but in regards, though, very much, as well as one as the other, have been searched into. Okay, so they've been there. And in part discovered by several voyages, yet doubtless there are very vast tracts of land in the Arctic regions, especially if it be not rather sea. So they're telling us there's an ocean up there, and this book says it's all land, which is altogether unknown. And those parts which have been discovered are Greenland, or Gronland, as it says on the old maps, Iceland, Nova Zelanda, Spitsbergen, Hudson, Straits, Annabe, etc. So imperfectly known that they may well deserve the title unknown. But there are the parts There are several parts of the Arctic region are Terra Sub-Polaris. So that's Terra, Earth, Sub-Polaris, Earth under the pole star, guys. Terra Sub-Polaris incognita. Or that part which lies directly under the pole and is otherwise called orbit Arcticum. To Greenland, Spitsbergen, whatever this is, Nikuland, Iceland, and Nova Zelema. So Nova Zelema, we're going to go from there geographically, I'm thinking, with the leagues that they give. But the Terra Sub-Polaris is described by a certain seaman of Buladach to be a great black rock. A great black rock. About 35 leagues in compass and of extraordinary height through to the land adjoining, which the sea violently breaks, makes 4 great and violent, whatever that is, and prithee, or whirlpools, whose waters driving northward with so forceful a stream that no ship, okay, though carried by a strong gale, was able to item the current, and last swallowed up by the earth. And this is also purported. So let me just surmise that a minute. So what they're saying is there's a continent, a land, Terra is under the pole star, okay, and it has a mountain of extraordinary height. These whirlpools, they're described in the book The Smoky God, okay, and these waters as well. So they're describing the Hyperborean. Now, if you I'll come back to this book in a moment. If you're not familiar with the Hyperborea, they're talking about 35 leagues. I'm thinking they're talking 35 leagues from the tip of Nova Zelema here, which would be 35 times 35, around 1,200 plus miles, which would take us straight to Mount Meru, I think. Okay, looking at that distance. So it's big. And the bit here, you know you can't see the small print here really clearly, but it says Pigmies. So Makata has said that they know that there's Pigmies there and other populations, giants on some and others. This is Middle Earth. This is the Lord of the Rings land, guys. Okay? And they visit these Pigmies. It's occupied as well by every beast you could imagine. All beautiful fowl, cattle, deer, and the unicorn. And I find this Makata map, it's just this man, Spitsbergen, is an island just not looking like that at all. And you only get the one side of Nova Zelema and Spitsbergen. These 2 islands here, haven't got a clue what they are, guys. I haven't got a clue what they are. This one here, I'm guessing that's Iceland because it looks like. So what's that one there? Don't know. Friesland. It's not there anymore. So let's get back to the book. So very, very persuasive evidence for Tartaria being a wider continent. There is the argument going down. It's not the whole realm. My argument is the architecture's replicated no matter what city you're in the world. There's been one builder. There's been one builder in the past for the whole place, guys. And if it's with the Tartarian narrative, okay. Now, so it's been purported that this rock, notwithstanding, they could not fathom ground with their long line. So it's quite deep, and it's a burning mountain on the inland between the main, on which stood a very high mountain. So they're talking about Mount Meru. It's not actually named as Meru, but the people there are as black as coal. Some have blonde hair, it says a bit later, and it goes on to say that they're Pigmies. They go on to a little bit of details later about their traditions, their sexy stuff, all sorts of things about what they get up to on this continent. And it's not to be mistaken with Guinea or Australia. They clearly state that it's the land north of the South Pole. Okay, excuse me, let me get back to that. There. 35 leagues in compass and an extraordinary height through the land adjoining to which the sea violently breaks. So just like then continents on the map, really. Nice sure that it goes on about Tartaria. If I could just pick that up here. It says that yet many late navigators think that it joins with the continent of Tartary. So I'm guessing that they mean the whole of Asia. The later chapters in this book deal with the hunt for the Northwest Passage, which is way through the tops of Americas, through to the Pacific. Many people died, but I didn't realize they were looking for the Northwest Passage so early on, as in the 1670s. Okay, so yeah, it's just, it goes into a really strange description of Greenland as well, being full of animals, a giant monastery on its north coast, a monastery in Greenland on its north coast, but they state that these lands are north of Greenland. On my map, I can't see anything north of Greenland. Okay, Gronland is Greenland. But yeah, this the Danes owned Greenland, but they had this monastery going with this strange bishop, and it had boiling or scorching waters and fountains inside it, and it really strange narrative for it all, it really is. So accounts of Hyperborea. Let me just have a little look at these maps a second and see what they can tell us. So, you know, this is the Kawabashi map, and, you know, there's nothing really in the middle going on with that, but what it does tell you is this could be an ice ring year, and all of these many continents all been dug out in the middle bit, all placed here. Maybe it was all landfill, just stole from the middle bit. Maybe they just didn't steal history and civilization. Maybe they stole the land too, because the coasts look like they've been carved away by giant machinery, a lot of them. So it looks like the whole thing. It looks like a quarry. Look at the south coast of England, you know, the White Cliffs of Dover. You know, the fucking thing looks like an ancient quarry, lime quarry. And there's the pond idea that we're just many, and you've got the crater idea. Not that I'm a purveyor of that at all, not because that would never be able to be proved in as grillion years, ever. So, yeah, there it is, the magnetic mountain. There's been some descriptions of sailors coming up these rivers. These are the real Euphrates and Tigris into this middle ocean bit where these whirlpools are, and you get carried through these whirlpools, and they will take you through the North Pole hole down there into an adjoining plane, which is below the inertia plane and is another world with another inhabitants. And whether or not they are aware of us, probably, but most people in this realm are not really aware of our neighbors. And I think they're close by. And I think they're down there. This is Darling Park in Sydney. And this is just fantastic. Apart from having the all-seeing, either this is this shape of the Viscopiscus, or the fish of the Christ fish is also an eye, isn't it? Because of the eyeball, and you've got the shape of an eye. But it shows you the Tachnasmia lines breaking out. And I think this tells you more about the shape of the Earth. All of this bit out here is almost as if they're showing you their extended lands, which I just showed you on the Kawabashi map in this pack. You sit there and think, well, what are all these bits out here? Yeah. Club Tropicana, that's what, where the drinks are free. So this was a bit of a decode that I did on electromagnetism, where the 4 angels is what they show you in alchemical depictions. If you do this experiment with magnetic filings, it gives you angels' wings, which is what we thought was going on. So there's the inertia plane that we think we live on, or is 12 miles, 8 kilometers below our feet, because that's all they've ever dug down, is where the inertia plane is active. You know, you wouldn't be able to stand on it anyway, but it is inert. Otherwise, you know, mountains are inert. Otherwise, they'd just be flying off all over the place. Now, Mount Meru is in the middle. What is it? An impossibly big mountain. What they just said. Just a huge mountain. But the Veda and other religions, if you want to call it that. This is a 16th century depiction of Meru. Okay. And it shows a car stereo frequency tweeter. Okay, it's just the same as a tweeter. Is Mount Meru giving out an acoustic frequency that is holding the dome in place? It's right in the middle. And let's be honest, it does look very circuit boardy. And I stand to think that the whole place is artificial anyway. I really am. So the ideas of the Hyperborea, there in the middle, Mount Meru being shown. How would we even know? There's so many mysteries to this place. And the coincidence that all of the people in the tundra and the Arctic region, no matter if they're in Tartaria or if they're in Devon Island in Canada, they will look the same. Inuits, no matter which part of the world, are all the same, all around the frozen Arctic Ocean, because there's something in the middle. Hyperboreans, and I think these are descendants. I think the Tartarians. I think it's still there, right? This is a magnetic declination map taken, and it's obviously over the center bit of our map. Okay, the center bit of our azimuthal equidistant. But what it does show is 4 very predominant magnetic declination lines on the official magnetic chart, sort of suggesting that there are 4 bodies of land there, guys, because there's something's creating these massive magnetic loopings, declinations. Something is, and they're just saying that there's a frozen ocean in the middle. That makes never made no sense to me. And there's just planes, they just show you shit of a pole, and I've got footage of a US submarine bursting up out of the apparent North Pole because it's only a couple of feet fucking thick. It just. And there is again, so for the Mount Meru, depiction is an upside down pyramid, and the other side of this pyramid, okay, or underneath it, is another pyramid the other way around, and that would be the South Pole, because these are 2 opposing magnets, the North and the South, just like from the atom to the structure of the place which you're in, and all show you the 4 angels, all show you what this place is, guys. So there's a nice old Mercator there, Mercator style, and it's got the 4 continents again, and this one seems to be connected to Asia, which it does give some description of in that book, some sort of land block. You wouldn't be able to sail right the way around it then. And Greenland, yeah, it's an island, okay, but in the book it says that Greenland's in two islands. It says it's not just one, it's 2. So I'm not sure what the other one is. Maybe that Friesland that they talk about. They went to try to find Crocoland, okay, and explore Crocoland. And this land, which they talked about in the the late 1800s, early 1900s, Peary, who is a famous North explorer, went to try and find this Crocoland, which is, the mountain range that goes all the way around Mount Meru and Skystone, okay. Mysterious stone made of pure oxygen that has been discovered over the past. I can't verify that, but they say that it is. Could this be part of said domage? So there is plenty of nuggets in there. I'll link it up soon as I finish this book. This vlog. You can read it yourself. The fact that they're saying about reindeer and all of these crazy animals when it's supposed to be in the high Arctic anyway is a little bit strange. It's sort of, there's only supposed to be like polar bears and Arctic foxes, isn't there, in the north? That's about it. Or Arctic bunny rabbits as well. But yeah, it gives you some descriptions of the Pigmies as well that live there. At first, I thought they talking about Eskimos, but they are talking about the Pygmies because it's the same continent that they show you on the Mercator map, which is brilliant. Just in case I was doubting myself of what I was reading, but no. This is what they're doing, giving you a description of some lands in the north. So I'll link that up. Look at it for yourself. Mosey on through. There's loads of really juicy stuff in that book anyway. Okay, guys? So have a little look again. In case you don't know, he did. flat people. Ugh, I hate it when that happens. So Rio de Janeiro. So there was a video came out this week in on Facebook, and I tried to go get it today to show you of a Muslim cleric in his mosque, telling everyone it's flat and stationary and they're lying and all that stuff in space is bullshit. Yeah. I went to get it today and they said video deleted. I thought, you bastards, you would. So, okay. What happened to that map I just had? So this is a collection. Let me just go back. No, I did have a cool map there that just fucking disappeared. So this is a collection of maps that you can have, okay, of all north areas, really, like this sort of thing here, which will show you, again, the 4 continents. Why? And this is this Terra Australis. Incognito gives you some details in that book. And all of this land, which is on so many maps. Right, let's find that other one. Look, nearly all of them. That one there, yeah, that. And they always show, oh, that's a nice heart-shaped map. I know somebody who would love one of them. Heart-shaped maps. Fool's Cat map, covered that on my channel also. It's got this land that comes all the way up to, well, up to the equator, really. So what is that? Was Australia really connected to Antarctica at some stage? Yeah, no. Yeah. What the fucking hell's with that? So, yeah, and Guinea. You know, I'm thinking this is Australia, obviously, but it's not connected Australia, is it? In any ways or means to Antarctica. So endless maps of northern lands to explore. I'll link them up as soon as I finish the vlog anyway. I did have a really groovy one. There it is. So this is a groovy one. You may have seen it before. Where the fucking hell did that go? Did you see that happen? Well, I was just going to show you that groovy map anyway, which shows you... that was weird. Oh, that happened then. Did you see that? Oh. Anyway, there's a nice azimuthal equidistant map there, look. Old as well. But it's not actually coming out now. Anyway, we're moving on. So that's the first bit. Evidence, or some extra evidence, of a land in the middle bit, in the North Pole. Now, the next bit is bugging me ceaselessly. I was on a show this week, and a lady was on there, and she said it was bugging her as well. It's bugging me a bit. There's something going on. Is it evidence for 2 existing timelines? Is what I'm suggesting with this, because it's making no sense. I can't get my head around it, really. The Eiffel Tower. Okay, in a moment we're going to look at the Chunnel, but first we're going to look at the Eiffel Tower. And we're going to look at the size, and we're going to look at its design, and there's a few things and a few changes. I'm going to make a few propositions, as in the whole thing got fucking destroyed in the war of 1871, and they rebuilt it, and it was there all along, and we're seeing 2, and the age of photography is a lie. That's what I'm suggesting, and this is why. The people under here, right? I've seen guys jump off this in parachute. It's that high. Okay, this is the first level, and the people underneath are just dots. Okay, they're just dots. Okay, but you get to later photographs, and it looks a much smaller affair. Now, take note. This is in the expositions. Of on the first level, these here on top of there is some decorative bits, which are bits of antiquity. Okay, and this bit here, this arch, it seems a lot lower, and it is maybe a perspective thing, but to what extent? So it shows you the golden age of balloon flight. Something weird about this photograph, the way that they're all in that field, yet they're in the center of Paris. Where's the buildings in that field? And it looks like they're just next to it. And I can't work it out, like prospectively. I just can't work it out. At this stage, you can still see the pointy bits on the top of the first elevation. That's what it looks like looking up. You see it in the James Bond movie when he's having a fight with Grace Jones. So there is a record where you can watch very conveniently the Eiffel Tower being built section at a time from lowest up, in a very convenient photographic record, also with a lot of the exposition stuff that is being built. Okay. So the size is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Now, again, looking at that first photo and the people like dots, I'm looking at the size of these chairs and I'm thinking a person sat on there, they're not going to be really the same size dots. And look at the height for that lamppost there. You know, it's coming up to there. So it's like, hang on a minute. Let's just I'll just take it 5 times higher than that lamppost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what, that bit there is like 5 times higher than that lamppost. How is that even possible? Okay. And beautiful photograph when it's completed. This bit here on the first level, see these little bits, flags, pointy bits? Keep an eye on that because you can see that disappear, which leads me to think we're looking at 2 completely separate towers. I really do think we're looking at 2 separate towers. I think the evidence is there anyway. They show you the whole thing burnt. I don't understand how a metal tower could exactly burn down, but there is photographs out there. Again, the orientation. What exactly is going on here? On other photographs, there's a road going through the middle, thousands of people. In this photograph, there seems to be little houses underneath it. And again, the size seems wrong. It seems wrong. It seems a different Eiffel Tower. And there it is, these convenient photographs of the whole thing going up. Brought all this metal, look, on little horses and carts. Yeah, big, massive beams of steel and the whole of the exposition. So what was there before? Because there's photographs existing of, you know, Paris being nuked in the what they call the Franco-Prussian War of 1871, guys. It's not conceivable that there was a major war and the whole fucking place was wiped off the face of the earth. I think so. Same for America, guys. How is it all American cities are destroyed between 1850s and 1900s or 1910, say? All of them. Hardly any of them escaped being completely fucking annihilated. So was there a war? And it's been completely written out? Somebody suggested last night now around media, maybe it was, you know, he did suggest the Second World War, but I can't imagine how they would carry that out. But you know, maybe when this film, The High Castle, when they say Germany won the war and everything else, and it's like a parallel reality, along them lines. So okay, well, they're not dots anymore, are they? Literally, if you had a ladder, you'd fucking climb up there. How is that even possible? They're underneath it. They are underneath it. And again, this is something that people parachute off of. But it's only what? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 times higher than those people. How is that possible? That lamppost there, 3 times higher than that lamppost. Am I wrong? That's not perspective. That is fucking there. It's under the... Something's deeply off. Okay. Now, these here are what I can only presume, because of the amount of kit that's on top of the Eiffel Tower, Antiquitech. You know, this is a Tesla tower. This is a free energy device. Okay, and it's been there rubbing in your face. Why do you think Adolf Hitler, the first thing he does, the German army, when they take over France, is rub their nose in it and photograph standing in front of the Eiffel Tower? Gustav Eiffel. What does he do? He builds a statue of, which we'll look at later, the Statue of Liberty, in the center of Paris, takes it down, sticks it on a ship, sails it to New York, and you build it in Jersey Harbor, in the East River. And apparently, that's Lucifer. So there's an agenda going on with Brunel, who has done work. His father, Isambard Kingdom's Brunel's father, who was the real engineer, was in business and did work with Gustav Eiffel. So I'm not sure how this could have even happened. So there was a fire. So there was, I guess, in restaurants maybe on this level, guys, yeah? and the fire on the second level and the third level. So if there was a fire that broke out in the restaurant of the first level, how did it get up to the second level? And then how did it get up to the third level? Does anyone ever fucking wonder about this? Or even do like a bit of a detective case, wondering how the fuck this could go, how it could even happen? And even the very top bit is on fire. Fire, that bit, fire on that bit, that level's on fire, and the bottom level's on fire. How? Lightning? There is before that event when they got the best architecture, the great expositions is running, best in the world next to Crystal Palace. So that bit burnt out, Antiqua Tech. That level there burnt out. That level there burnt out. And that level there burnt out in that fire there. Makes no fucking sense. This makes no sense at all. How are they so big? The people, are we? Oh, is that it? Is that it? Are they all fucking giants? And it's just the normal size? Because that's not the same size as the little tiny dots and 6 lanes of traffic that go under it in the modern day, guys. Which I'll show you now. And look at the world behind it. Every single bit of that fucking world has disappeared, guys. Just like a parallel universe. And why have they all got umbrellas? Because they can't go in the sun. Because they're not of this sun. Again, where's that road gone? Where's that village in the other photograph? All them houses, are they over by there? And again, with the perspective. And there's something weird about all of this gantry up here. I'm not seeing any restaurant or anything, but it's like this bit's important. But again, really seems to be low compared to the modern pictures. There is quite haunting, looming in the background. You've got the lion, 2 pillars, and a third Egyptian monolith there. What about this? So there's that house you've seen earlier on. It's right next to it. This looks like it's even under it. And look at the size of the people compared to it. What the fuck is going on, guys? On them other pictures, they're tiny little dots. Yet by there, they're what? A couple of yards away from it. It's making no sense. It's making no sense. That one there looks smaller than the one you got in Las Vegas, guys. How is that even fucking possible? We're looking at 2... Clearly, we're looking at 2 Eiffel Towers. This one's more substantial. Look at the size of this juicy one. And that's with the planetarium thing that they had in the later expositions. And there's all the kit on top. Look at this thing. So they got an attachment for balloons, no doubt about it. And the balloons can circle, no doubt about that. They're a sky restaurant. Don't know what this is. Don't know what all this caper is and all these aerials there, okay? So they had, like, obviously antennas, telegraph, telephone. So it was an aerial. They used it in World War II as an aerial. But it's more. It has to be a free energy device. And look at this. This is like the main door to go into that building, and there's all of that below it. They dug it all out, showing all the pillars inside the mud flood, basically. And all the work going on. And by there, look again on the size of that arch. Looks absolutely fantastically big compared to what's underneath it. It looks fantastically big compared to that one just now with all of them people. There it is there. And then you get further away, and it's fantastically big. I don't know. And this one is beautiful, but it is weird because they got a statue there that looks exactly like a woman. Mag up on it. Freak you the fuck out, guys. It's a real woman that's a statue. Really strange. Beautiful photograph, this. It has been colorized, but I'm guessing colorization is taking something. Even though they look better, the fact that they are... Excuse me, I just had a message coming. The fact that they are... Again, look how many people are under there, guys. Got some tents under there. This must be in the opening and that. But again, ladies with umbrellas, everybody. Don't they have poor people? Again, this doesn't look exactly right. Smaller in this perspective. But you can get a clear look at what's going on up there. So they may have had a restaurant, but it looks hollow in here, like nothing going on. So I wonder how that got lit. And there's little shells there, Phoenician shells. The whole thing's are shells, actually. Huh. Okay. So there it is, completed, basking in their world that they've got. And this is World War II. They utilized it as an aerial. And if you can look there, they got some sort of, I don't know, secret equipment in some sort of Faraday cage right next to it. But again, you know, the perspective, look at them people right underneath it. In other photographs, I'll show you in a minute, you got like millions of cars and 100,000 people, like dots underneath it, but 2 people, quite noticeable underneath. It's just different perspective. Again, it's weird. First thing they do, the Nazis, when they embarrass France and take it back, and you know, the fall of France is Adolf Hitler and his architect. There you are. Off to have a little look at whatever. Did they have them on the top? No, they're gone by World War II there, them pointy bits. So that happened sometime before. And there it is now without any pointy bits. So there's some sort of technology going on. And it's just so intricate. There's loads of little knobbly bits. So they did do balloon flights that coupled off on the bottom and you get out and go down like you do for the rest of the world. That's what it was about. And there, it looks massive there. It looks massive. Some photos, it looks impossibly big. And others, it's like, look, see what I mean? Look at it in the modern day. So you got like six lanes of traffic, like thousands and thousands of people underneath, like tiny little fucking dots. And the old photographs are just not the same. They're just not the same. Look at all that going on underneath. Weird. This is that photo. It's been colorized. You can see that lady there with a real face and the Phoenician waterfalls and statues. Absolutely fantastic effort, but again, another world. What is that on the corner? Is it a fucking CCTV camera? And that's 1896. And the arrival in Paris, uploading at the Eiffel Tower station. They've got their own station, so they're bringing stuff in by rail. That explains a bit of the metal, I guess. I haven't seen any evidence of that, though. So it looks really small under there anyway. And that one looks really small. That one looks small. And then you get, what the fuck under there? It's not the same. It's not the same. That is not the same as that one. How can it be? All of that's gone. It looks completely fucking different. 2 Eiffel Towers. 2 Eiffel Towers. Is what I'm suggesting. The Channel Tunnel. We're going to look at now. The Chunnel. Okay. Hiya, Hippie Shake. Thank you, incredible folks. Hippie Shake. Much love. And much love to you all. Thank you. Thank you, Zalage. I Hat Fairies. Esley. Hugh. Gillian. Maz. And Tommy Rogers. Much love, Tommy. And Gigi. And Alpha Billy. Okay, I'll come and give you a shout in a minute. So the Channel Tunnel, right? I'm not going to read all this narrative, but they did start a tunnel in the 1880s. Nay, there was a tunnel that was started a lot earlier by Napoleon. So there's been quite a few tunnels that have been dug under the Bristol Channel. But the most interesting bit about this narrative is that they say they gave up. Okay, they say there was flooding. There was a different couple of tunnels, but you get on to the end, and they're saying that the tunnels were still there. And they're saying that they were not accessed until the late 1980s. This edit had readily accessed, but the portals of each Reddit adit have now been rebuilt and are secured by locked doors. So they had tunnels already there, and the 1990s Channel Tunnel literally portaled into the already existing tunnels of 1880. I think it's been a con. I think that they were just taking fucking money, oogles, because it run like stupid. It runs stupid. Read all the narrative. I'll link all this up for you. It's a bit boring, but it gives you the idea that there's been many, many tunnels dug. See, the Welsh miners here, they bored 800 feet tunnel, second shaft, number 2, sunk it in Shakespeare Cliff. In 1881, this tunnel was started under the foreshore heading towards the mid-channel with the French pilot tunnel. So the French are digging their way and the English are digging the other way. Exactly the narrative, what they make out for the Chunnel. The Channel Tunnel, the biggest underwater tunnel in the world. Now, is it not feasible? Okay, so they didn't use the same entrance as they did on the one here on Dover. I'll show you the photograph of this camp in a minute. But they used one a little bit further down, but it's run into the existing tunnel that is already there, guys. They literally show you that it is. And is it not conceivable? Because I thought it was really weird that they shook hands in the middle and all of the bullshit and bumfluffery that went on with it. That this is just a psyop and they're just digging it out and it's all there already. I really do think they had steam powered compressed air as well, powered equipment. They say in the narrative that they left most of it down there. Okay. What about the stuff from the 1990 tunnel, the Channel Tunnel is there now? Oh, right. Well, they pulled one out, apparently, took it apart and sold it on eBay for 39 grand. I shit you not. The other one, they built a little side tunnel and they've left it down there. So one of the biggest mining machines in the world, which I'll show you pictures of later, is still down there. Just like the coal mines of South Wales, when Margaret Thatcher closed them all to buy Argentinian coal, apparently cheaper. They closed and literally bankrupt the whole of the South Wales miners. People were collecting money for the people in the valleys. It was fucking terrible. So this thing here is apparently still down there. And somebody managed to buy one of them for 39 grand. I shit you not. That's really cheap for a massive, massive, massive bit of shit, isn't it? See, I was always under the impression, or I had this thing going on, that the Chinese were always tunneling underneath us all of the time. Eventually, they're going to come up and try and take over. That won't go down well for them. I'm just tipping you off ahead of time, China. That will not go down well for you at all. Okay? Especially where I live, you're just going to get fucked up. You see? Just in case, I'm just chucking that out there in case they're planning an invasion. I know it sounds a bit paranoid, but I just had it in my head since a teenager that they've been tunneling all the time. Check this out. And that's their key. The North Koreans are tunneling underneath us. They're in cahoots with the French. That might not be true. I'm just chucking that out there. Have you ever had a go with one of them? Steamrollers? I have. They're brilliant. Just go over someone's foot and see how flat it gets. So these are diamond cutting ones. And they go through what is chalk underneath the English Channel, which isn't that very deep. So yeah, they say they built all of this groovy shit. Look, what if the tunnels were there already and they just followed the existing course, dug it out and put all this new sidings in? Because we wouldn't witness that, would we? And do you ever wonder what happened to the soil of the tunnel? Oh, they tell you. They tell you there was, let me get this right, 30 million tons of soil taken out of the Channel Tunnel. 30 million tons. They say that they lost it in a field somewhere in Sussex or wherever. Okay, they just lost it in a field. And then it occurred to me about all the mud that they dug out in mudflood. What about all of the mud from the railway lines and the massive motorway cutouts that you get? You know, when it's miles high on each side. Where the fuck did all that mud go? Where did they put all the earth, guys? When they dig out these places? 10 million tons? I'm not buying what they tell us. Oh, yeah, we spread it all around. You ever seen The Great Escape? Yeah, they had all builders put it in their pockets and wipe it around the exercise yard later. That makes sense. So that's a big drilling thing. So yeah, they had breathing bits every so often. They've had a few disasters and you'd have had a few fires. Now, they didn't push with it during the Napoleonic era because the British said, no, because we're going to get invaded if we link up to Europe. Okay, our greatest strength is our navy. Our navy doesn't work in tunnels. Is basically what they said. So yeah, what if the tunnel was there and all they did was bring in these clamping concrete bits? Because that doesn't look very technical anyway. They just look like they all snap in like Lego. Yeah. So they got a nice moon pool that they just chucked in one part for some fucking reason. But you get all that, like that's just chalk. Just chalk, calcite. So the Chinese, there they are. They're big on tunneling. They got some long tunnels and they've done some nice work on tunnels. But they got a lot of tunneling equipment. Just chucking it out there, guys. And tunnels in castles that go into mountains. There's tunnels absolutely everywhere. There's a tunnel, apparently, that goes from London to Istanbul. And apparently it carries on across the Asian continent. And I put out there that there's plans went down before for a tunnel from Britain to America. And that could be done. This is a mine in Poland. I'm sure you've seen the salt mines in Poland, the effort they made to chisel all of this out, make salt chandeliers. I've covered it before on Flat Earth British. But I wonder if it gives you a headache in there. It makes your nose bleed or something. And see the water erosion on these? These would have been aquifers underneath buildings that they had, which are essentially tunnels, but full of water. And look at the vaulting. Look at the size of these things. But no longer got water in them. Oh, maybe, yeah, there it has. Oh, very beautiful, very ancient. And I'm sure you've heard of Cheyenne Mountain and other places in America where they are these giant tunnel systems linking up the whole of America. The military are just driving around in juggernauts under America all the time, probably don't even have to come above ground. They got these big, massive blast doors. Well, they're not for nuclear fucking bombs, I can tell you that much. But they got them. So Cheyenne Mountain is the U.S. Army secret base maps on Google. Some of them have got like esoteric shapes. Some are like pentagrams. Some of them, well, they all appear to be circuit boardy. No doubt about that. Area 51 on all the others. We all know these places. Montauk, etc. And there's Cheyenne Mountain Complex. It's so high security. They got one guard in case anyone, but they go for miles and miles and miles. But they tell us about these ones anyway. So the ones they tell us about, there's nothing going on, is there? Well, it might be. Well, even though he's on his own, you're not going to argue with him because he's got a fucking machine gun. So the people that dug the Channel Tunnel, they look a right load of wankers, like them ones that dug the Gotthard Tunnel in CERN. You know, them ones that like done all that Satanism and, you know, on stage rape and all that weird shit they got down to in the Gotthard Tunnel opening. Well, they're just like them. And I bet they had all that wank going on back then. Not that I can remember, but I bet they did. And I just, it's a lie. I really do feel I instinctively get that tingling feeling that we've been lied to about the Chunnel. And there's the drill bits, look. This thing with the multiple wheels on, when I went to Istanbul, we unloaded a bridge and it went onto one of these, which had about 100 wheels on it. Yeah, we had a bridge in the holes, in pieces. And we had to take it to Istanbul. It was a motorway bridge, it was, but big one, the big bridge. And they had buckets of big, massive Brunellian bolts as well, but they were too heavy to lift. So yeah, some tunneling equipment there, very, very big. The stuff, like I said, for the South Wales mines is all still down there. The one they left, the other one they sold. Some of the concrete left over. Apparently, they built a migrant camp in Songat with, they tell you, with the concrete that was left over, and 10 million tons of soil. And they got these great vaulted doors. Got lots of secrets, haven't they? Little radiation sign there, just in case the bomb drops. 5 miles deep. That's where we keep our ships. So I've been in U-boat pens, as in Europe as well. And they've got U-boat things like U-29 on the side and stuff. The one I went to in La Rochelle was where they filmed the film Das Boat. Classic film, Das Boat. We all love that film, don't we? Nerve shattering, isn't it? And also in San Jose, that was the best U-boat station I went to. But look at all this shit underground. How many of us actually go to these places? Like 0 of us, isn't it? But they definitely do. Straight into a mountain. Straight into a mountain. So yeah, Napoleonic times, even though they say that the plans were there in motion, the French did start. The British said that they didn't want it because we were going to get invaded. But the early pictures show of air bombardments through ballooning. And these balloons here, they got a lot of people on. And they're boats. So if they're shot down, they just sail away. From Dover to Calais, at its narrowest point is 18 miles. Only 18 miles of tunneling, but it's still the biggest underwater tunnel. So they're showing some sort of idea for an invasion here. You've got the starfort here on the one side at Dover and starfort here on the other side at Calais, and the army being traipsed under the channel. So they got that in a nation, in an old Napoleonic like punch sort of cartoon. So was it not a reality? The official narrative is Napoleon was doing one, they planned it, they started digging it, but they stopped it. So there must have been loads and loads of tunnels under it wouldn't have been difficult to pick up on all of this. And they had these breathing bits, halfway so that you could get air into the tunnel. Look. And it was only like a horse and cart. That's all they were thinking on getting through at that time in the early tunnels. And I think they were there. Okay, there it is, Songat. Now there's a big, I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, probably. A refugee camp. And it's fucking heartbreaking. You see people like jumping on the backs of lorries just to kind of try and come to this country. If they only fucking knew what Britain was like, don't even bother. It's shit. It's 10 types of shit. I bet you any money the weather is 50 million times better where you come from. Okay? It's wet. It's miserable. Everybody fucking moans. And everyone's a dyer. Everyone's a fat fucking dyer in Britain, guys. Yeah? It's true, though. So Dover Castle's pretty brilliant. I've been in Dover Castle. There's all like caves where they had like the guns in Averone, and I went there with my father once when he was docked in Dover. He had a brilliant day there. So yeah, there's the tunnel and bring in all of that. That was an earlier plan, basically, before the Channel Tunnel, because that wasn't finished till 1990s. And you clearly see these are 1930s cars. So trains underneath, cars on top, drive straight through. You can't do that now. You got to drive your car onto a train, park it up on a train, and the train goes through. So there's no road in the Channel Tunnel, but there is a couple of tunnels. One you can escape to if there's a fire. There's a fire. So yeah, they built apparently a big camp with the concrete left over. So I don't know what date that is, but it definitely looks 1930s, the cars. So yeah, they had plans going down for the tunnel. Did they do it? Well, they got the history books. They can tell us what they want. So the early designs, 1876 engraving shows plans for a single track railway tunnel under the English Channel. So there's a picture of it, but it apparently didn't exist. Like all of the other tunnels, including the picture of the Napoleonic tunnel. There's a picture of it, but doesn't exist. There's a picture of this one, but it doesn't exist either. You've got a lot of pictures of shit that doesn't exist. So there you are, into Dover, halfway mark for air again, and up to Songat. That was the plan. This was the building, the early sort of building, I guess, plant for the Dover side on one of the earlier tunnels. Like, donkeys years ago, guys, not in the 1990s. So they had this shit going on all along. There they are, bunch of fucking shills. And yeah, they are back in the old days, dropping down. So didn't they suffer with Caisson's disease? Like they say, there's a narrative for the uprights of the Brooklyn Bridge. Apparently, thousands of men died, or hundreds or something, because of the Caisson's disease, which is essentially the bends. From being below water level and not decompressing like divers do when they come back to the surface. And apparently, a load of them got what was called Caisson's disease. So you hear of that on the building of the Brooklyn Bridge, but I've never heard of that for any of these tunnels. And surely that would have been a major thing, Caisson's disease, with, underwater level as well. So here's the train taking the workers to the actual tunnel itself. So there was a train, people waving, getting on a train, going through the Channel Tunnel that doesn't fucking exist, apparently, until the 1990s. What do you think, guys? Maybe we've been lied to. I'm just saying. So we're going to come back here in a minute. This is Ernest. That's Martin Lennon. Let me just show you here. This got sent in by Kirsty, one of my subscribers, and she's saying, "Is there something you're not telling us, Matt?" I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's even humanly possible, but it's fun. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. And there's my son, who looks absolutely nothing like Sean Lennon. Sean Lennon is fat and a specky. Yeah, my son's handsome. He don't look like that. Look at him. He looks like Russ. Look, he's taking off Russell fucking Brand there. He looks a bit camp as well, doesn't he? With the old scarf, he's doing a bit of a no coward thingy going on there. And he's a bit of an artist, piss artist. So John, looking exactly like Liam Gallagher. Or Liam Gallagher's trying to look like you for some reason, John. And there's my son. Yeah, I just don't think that's a reality at all. That's just silly. In every regard, that's silly. But it's better than being Chester Bennington. I'm bored of being Chester Bennington. Chester Bennington and my wife. I got a wife, apparently, an on-screen wife. Yeah, Chester Bennington's wife. Yeah. Man. So, trip down memory lane, guys. Trip down memory lane. You'll like this. Now, I like this because it brought back memories. But what I want to show you with this, right? What it is somebody hammering around, okay, London on his motorbike in 1982. Why I want to show you this video is right, see how much the world has changed since the 80s. Well, the 80s is like the other day to me, guys. I'm thinking that when we were in the 80s, we thought like, we'd landed. This is the high technological shit going on, yo. Have a look at the 80s in this. It's like a fucking, apart from looking like another world, right? It seems really backwards and fuck all going on. And there don't seem many people about either. So he's going to rip through Trafalgar Square now. Okay. And then he's going through the West End. Okay. I'm going to leave the... Hi, Campbell. Hi, everybody. I'm going to come back now and give you all shoutages. Okay. I'm not sure if there's any music with that. I'm going to be back right now. Okay, watch this for a second and have a little rip around London. Woohoo! Okay. God, it takes me back, guys. I used to live in London in the 80s. I used to work in a pub. I've lived all over London. I lived in Queen's Park, Portnell Road. I lived in Kingston upon Thames. I've lived in Bethnal Green. I lived in Wembley Park, worked in a pub there called Century Tavern for a while. I've worked all over London, usually in pubs. And not only that, I wasn't even old enough to go in pubs because when I first worked pubs in London, around Soho area and all that as well, you know, all was like proper pro-y around there. When I was 17 years of age, guys. I wasn't even old enough to be in a fucking pub. So by the time I went to the Merchant Navy on my 18th birthday, you know, I thought that I'd done it all. Anyway, let's get off there. So yeah, London. Now we talked about this on my last post, right? Space fakers. They do fake space. If you're ever wondering what they get up to on the IFS, the International Fake Space Station, they use a thing called augmented reality. Now, my friend was in here the other day, Lukage, and he's got a son. I don't know how old he is. About I don't know, high school kids, right? Like my mate Luke, he'd agree with anything I fucking says without even researching it, as long as I say it. But he said to his son, he said, well, he's a flat earther. And the boy gives her this. I couldn't even believe it. He said, fuck yeah, of course it's flat. I looked at him like that. I thought he was just saying it to humour me. He went, fucking NASA, oh, that's just space bullshit. It's all augmented reality. I just looked at him. I thought, for a high school kid, they all fucking know, guys. I swear to God, high school kids know. Okay, so check this crazy cow out, right? So, you know, there's a video out there if you want to learn all about this sort of technology, and it's a brilliant video and a brilliant band, Over and Over by Hot Chip. I love Hot Chip, brilliant band. Check it out, and they show you how this stuff works. Over and over, and it's a reset song as well. Like a monkey on a cymbal. Over and over. What is it with these NASA women? They got this bad buzz going on. I'm not getting I want to hug you buzz with her for some reason. So, look, I'm lying to all of you on Earth. I'm going to pretend that these packet of shitos are floating in zero gravity. Okay, there they go. But really, it's some tosses hands over there and skin tight. Okay. So this is what they're doing, apart from harnesses, for all of that weird shit you see with water balls, and, you know, she needs to, like, get her hair all standing on end to get away with, and hang upside down as well. That helps. Hanging upside down definitely helps with, you know, with space hair, especially if you're a woman, to get ideal space hair. Okay. Yep. And you can lie to that little. You know, the little Chinese girl that's on the microphone asking you questions, the little American Chinese girl, and she's a really, like, heartwarming symbol of humanity. Okay, she's like the Chinese Greta Thunberg, saying, what's the most dangerous thing in space? Say, well, like, a pair of wet underpants flying through and smacking you in the face. Or as fucking stupid Tim Peake said on television, on breakfast television, or was it Terry Vesh, one or the other, his most worst danger, apart from the imminent death of being hit by a micrometeorite traveling at 79,000 miles an hour on the International Space Station, was his smelly socks. His smelly socks. That's all he got to fucking worry about, is his smelly socks. Fuck off. Fuck off. So Max Ernest, they're not all Max Ernest, these are, they're mostly Max Ernest pictures, but these are fantastico. And strange stuff going on. This is a medieval depiction. This is not an Ernest. But I'm wondering, like, what he's doing. Maybe it's just some weird alchemy going on, but I'm not sure he's actually chucking that baby in the cauldron. I think they might be collecting something from maybe fat from, I don't know. This guy, right, he sort of robbed a train. Looks like there might be a flood going on here. I'm not sure. What's that she got in her hand? I don't know, but it does look technical. And he is legging it with somebody's arm. He's nicked somebody's arm. So this Ernest guy's trippy. What about this one? It's a giant opera. Oh, that's another thing they tell you about in that book as well, is battles where they're using trumpets. And it reminded me of basically the Wars of Jericho. Looks Venetian. He got the shell on his belt and a load of little barrelinas. Look like we've got a green devil going on by there. And he's got an oh fucking hell face going on, dressed like a Roman, and all the Phoenician god each floating in the cloud in the background. This guy knows what's going on, doesn't he? This is brilliant. Check this. Holy fuck, what is that? Floating city. So he's doing like floods, floating cities. That is the best floating city I've ever seen in a picture. It really is. That's fantastic. Got grass, buildings, everything on it. People all along there. And it's just floating. Electromagnetically floating. Cool. So this is this part. He's done a series called fuck me. No, it's not called Don't Fuck Me. It's called The Magician. And I'm not sure what this wheel is or what is going on, but there seems to be a girl chained to this, whatever this machine is. And there's something weird going on with their faces. I can't actually know what's going on because it's surreal. So I'm not going to be able to. Check this out, though. This boat. So there's a giant with a top hat, and these are heavily encoded. I'm not sure what is going on, but he knows about the flood and the reset narrative. But this lifeboat got wheels. They haven't got them in the modern day. That would be fan-fucking-tastic. And why is he so big? And why is he in the clouds? Check this out. Nice architecture. Looks like electric lights. And what's that? I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you. They definitely look electric lights, though. And this is illuminated. This bird floaty thing. Don't know. I transported all my fucks to an undisclosed location. Actually, it was Cheyenne Mountain. My fucks are buried 10 miles deep in Cheyenne Mountain. So don't bother me. No fucks given. Dodge that. So let's have a little look at these. These apocalyptic Alchemy pictures always show you the crucible. It gets me that there's so many of these crucibles. There. So you get the same cross there, and the other one's upside down. And on this one, you got the lamb with Jesus, you got the devil, and the skeleton. On this one, the lamb again, who's on top of a skeleton. They just tell us, look, and there's somebody squashed underneath there as well, though. It says Sundays. Dr. Welch. Well, that's in German, that is. But yeah, that is highly fucked. The sirens. I was listening to Cream earlier, and there was a song that was all about sirens, and I think it was White Room. So Billy is an asshole. Hey Bambi, say hi to your mum for me. So narcissists start early. They don't like become a narcissist. They're born a narcissist. Did that deer just wink at me? No, that might not have happened. Don't worry. So look at this fucker. Imagine this walking down the street. Yeah, he's like literally stepping on a baby. So I'm guessing he's in the royal family, and he's a bit of a dog head and all the other. God, I don't know even know what's going on. He's got a fiery sword. It's all just at different aspects. He's got basically chicken feet as well. God, that's so deeply coded. So I think when you get baptized, we were mentioning religion last night. We were talking about water, the information in the water, the Phoenicians in the water, we're in the water. This weird, how can I put it? Evil presence in the water. That is in our psyche. It's fucking with us. Now, I think when they baptize you, I think that they balsamize you to that balsamic realm of that mentality, because they all seem to do it readily and without any thought. So I thought, it's maybe the spell was cast then with baptism into the new Phoenician paradigm, away from everything that we used to be. So here's the peasant and his wife, the fool, who's bragging because basically they've had a bit of an argument. That's Vlad the Impaler, isn't it? They've had a bit of an argument. He felt like fucking hanging her up for a bit. She'll be all right later. No, she's dead. Sure. Well, fuck yeah. Seems to be a lot of killing going on, like the killing of the martyrs in the medieval period. Like this one, yeah. You fucker. This one's in its 90, and this one's got like armor on. Is that even fair? 90 armor. Let's balance that up. These two, again, in their little skirtages. It's like he's saying, "You're fucked, mate." And he's got a hammer. He's going to smash his head in with hammer. She looks a bit pissed off. She's waiting for it to come. That one's getting there. And they're getting there. They look petrified. He's covering his bollocks, which is a good move. He's covering his bollocks too. Excellent move. Might go in for the old bollocks. Why are they killing everyone? Probably something to do with religion. Everything bad that happens in this place is to do with fucking religion. So Let's go into battle in the medieval period. Wow, check what they got. Nice gun. What they got there? That's for... I'm suspecting that's your gunpowder, but that's your gunpowder. So what's that one? He's got one too. So there's your sword. There's your gunpowder. What's that one? You only need gunpowder for your gun. Just wondering what that is. He's got one too. Is that a chick? Is there a woman here? No. Okay, no. Let's move on. So saunas are good, aren't they? Good for your sinuses. Get all that shit out your skin and that. Whack yourself with a leaf. Bollock naked. The Swedes, they love all that, don't they? And actually, they love all that sauna. The Estonians are big on saunas as well. They used to have garden sheds and saunas at the ends of their gardens all over Cardiff. But do you know how many times I've had a sauna? I'm not telling you all day, but I'm getting on a bit. Guess how many times I've had a sauna? Like, never. No. It's just the opportunity never arose. I'd go for a sauna, though, as long as there was like, I wouldn't want to go in there with all naked men sitting around. That'd be uncomfortable. But like, naked women would be all right. Just me. What's that there? Don't know. Okay, she's in water, isn't she? And she's got a shell on her head. I know why. Because she's shellfish. You shellfish woman, you. So I don't know what he's thinking, this Ernest. This one's pretty good. That's Big Ben, isn't it? And it's that deep in water. And as you know, even if it's not Big Ben, it's high up. And you would dress like that for the end of the world if you were a woman, wouldn't you? You dress like Wonder Woman. That is Wonder Woman. She's got pearls. That's not a good thing. So, yeah, the water, the tide is high, as Blondie would say. The tide is high at 10 o'clock. Okay. So this guy's getting married. He found himself some pussy. No, he actually found himself a pussy. He's getting married to a pussy cat. And the bridesmaid is bollock naked. Brilliant. Okay. Because the bridesmaids always get it. And he's got a rosette. He supports Man United. So this guy married a cat. Apparently, there was a thing. She's a witch. Let's dunk her in the water. Let's see if she swims or if she basically floats. She's a witch. If she drowns, she's a witch. There's people in the water. There's a guy in there hiding, and there's somebody's feet there of a witches. They've bunged people in the water. Must be the season of the witch. This is a picture of the Virgin Mary smacking Jesus' ass for being naughty. No, that's what it says. It says, why are they kissing in the background? Or gonna kiss. Maybe that's not what's happening. But yeah, that's the Virgin Mary. And she's like, how many fucking times have I told you? No more. Jesus is getting smacked ass. I think it's called spanking. I don't know. So, yeah, water again. Everything's flooding. Let's pull my wife out of the mausoleum and bring her back to life before the flood hits. Just say one last goodbye. Cop one last feel. Give it a kiss. What's that? Oh, no, she's just come out there. Is that a boat? No, it's a coffin. What's going on there, guys? So you got death, a woman standing there, a bird with a boob hanging out, and the water's coming in. That's a very Phoenician thing going on there. Very Phoenician thing going on there. Right, what's happening here with this angel woman and this dude? Oh, God. Hang on. Is he floating? What's he standing on? Is that electromagnetic stuff? And what's this? She's going to make him disappear. She's got wings because she's an angel. That's weird. I like that one. That's good, that one. Ooh, imagine if the fish were that big back in the day. We'll have a look at another example of that. I'm going to share a few books with you along the way, but we'll fly through a few because time is really going quick. I'm going to come back and give you all shoutages in a minute. I haven't got a clue how many of you are there. What's going on? I do not know because I'm not watching everything. Got 763 of you watching. You know, super fantastic, great. Look what you would have won. Have you had your mind blown? We're not quite done yet. There's loads to go, yeah. It's just, time's gone really quick. I can't believe how quick that's gone. So let's have a look at her, what she got going on. Oh, wow. Wicked bit of geometry going on there. Looks a bit acidy. Looks a Fibonacci thing going on. Cymatic technasmia lines. Exactly like what we've seen with the azimuth equidistant in Dial Impact. This woman's got a caduceus, or this dude. Caduceus coming up his neck, but that is also the Kundalini, isn't it? Thought to be. And she's got a... Is that a prawn on her head? Is that porn? Prawn? No, I don't know. It's difficult to determine because it's surreal. Right, let's try and work out what's going on. They're bouncing on the bed. There's a demon, a yellow demon, with his feet tied. And that's a fella because he got a moustache in a dress. Something's bursting out the wall. Don't know. That's a fella, isn't it? Got a fucking tash. Whoa. But anyway, something weird going on. I couldn't exactly say what, but it's to do with a bed and something. I don't know. Don't even worry. Anyway, she's lit a flare inside. That is really dangerous. Oh, again, the flood waters are up to there. He's just been pulled out of the water. Everything's flooding. Why has he got that flood thing going on? Because he knows. Ooh, is this Houdini? She's not a mermaid, but she's in water because she got a human body out of the water, isn't it? Because obviously you're not going to be going out with a mermaid if she got fishy bottom, because that would be weird. Yeah? But wait for them to, like, you've all seen Splash with Daryl Hannah, haven't you? Yeah? So, is that Harry? No? What's these things here? Wonder if it went wrong. What's that in the bottom? Let's have a look. Someone looks at some sort of air duct, maybe. But she's all right. She's in water with fish. Whoa. Check the Phoenician. This is like mortal engines. She's got the wings open. She looks like Queen Elizabeth. Steam powered. She's figurehead as well. That's a figurehead like we get with a ship. Well, that is really, really trippy. Really trippy. This is trippy. I don't speak German. Knock yourselves off. But this disc thing you do see in a lot of medieval depictions, and it really does look like everything underneath has been plasma or fiery discharged, and everything looks properly fucked. Probably fucked. What that is, don't know. Let's read. Again, watery theme. The bows of a ship coming through a front door. As you do, as they do. Oh, look at this. I don't know, but this technology showing here, look. So he's got wires to this bishop, and he's eyeing him up with what, a telescope maybe. Okay. Oh, is it the bishop's lighthouse? And there's wires coming from here as well to the bishop. So why is he wired up to electricity and two telescopes? If that's indeed what they are. It looks like they are. No, he's wired to electricity. Like I said, it could be just... So that is sign language for something. I don't know what it means. Two fingers. And he's looking in the mirror for whatever reason. And there's one of the Tartarian air balloons in the background. As you'll find. As they do. Again, more with the water. He's nodded off and there's a shitstorm brewing. And he's floating away in his armchair. Maybe he's just dreaming of water. Again, flood and water. This guy's obsessed with flood. Oh, that is trippy, though. That is a building. All of them witches. That's what they said in Rosemary's Baby. I wonder if that's what's going on with all of them. There are good witches. There are bad witches. There are some who are powerful and they don't even know that they're powerful. So look at this, right? So if you went in a train, and this is supposed to be the 1920s or the Edwardian era, guys, check what they got behind the seats. Just like, I'm guessing they got like video at the back of the chairs like you get on aircraft. She looks like she's conked out. I don't know what's going on there. Ah, moths. to a flame. And that is a gas lamp. But in the background, why is there a building full of skeletons? Because everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. So trippy. This guy is so trippy. I only come across him today. I've never seen him before. I've seen the pictures, but I didn't know it was him. So again, with these big spheres, it's just like the ones you get the Olmec spheres or all over the world. You have these spheres that are dug out of the ground. If that's what that means. What kind of hat he got on there? Looks like it's a Parisian. And a boy. Yeah, a boy. Pause. A boy. And what's on top of the boy is some sort of glass thing with fish and birds. Birdfish. There's no difference between the both. Some sort of weird thing going on there. That is really strange. So they're giving off light. Maybe they're living in there. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Time is a construct. Jesus Christ, that is so trippy. Look at that. Oh, Father Time. If you buy into the time construct, you're certainly going to not enjoy your time. You're going to live in the nows and just disconnect from time. That's complete control. That's a bully. That's a gaslighter. Look at your watch. Everyone neurotic about time. I'm late for the very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late, like they says in Alice in Wonderland. So I'm wondering what's happening with the naked bird coming out of the steam. Holography. Yeah, don't worry about the bird head. That's completely normal. I didn't even see that. I got bird head blindness. Do you think Mammy will be angry we chopped off Lucy's head, Sandra? No, she'll be fine because we're not going to tell her, are we? The hand in the wall told me to do it. So the littlest sister has not had a good day at all. Two bully sisters. So I think this is a giant. I don't know. It could be perspective. Who even knows? Somebody took a photograph. And it's not Ernest. Could step on you, couldn't he? Right. I'm coming back. I've got loads and loads more to show you, but I'm going to just orientate myself for the moment. Okay. 763 of you. Good to see you all. Pants on in the house. Vivian-ness is in the house. Good to see you, lovely. Talking to our Jackie. Hiya, Jackie, love. Are you there, Gillian? Capalocious, my brother. Joe. Roy is in the house. So we got tons more to go. It's just this night is just whizzing by. It's 11:15 already. It is an epic show, Capalocious. I know. It is so fantastic. I could crush a grape. Ooh, I could crush a fucking grape. I'm excited. I'm like, ooh, so excited to be flat of British. Hi, Rowena, lovely. Galen Willis. Miles is in the house. Hiya, Miles. Hiya, Miles, lovely boy. And who else we got? Rowena, Manny H, and my mate Mac, and Jersey Bob, and lovely India, who helped me put them cool videos out this week. Go and check them out. Go on my other channels. You'll find them below. All of the books and everything that you will see here will be linked after the video. I don't put them in before because basically you could go and read the book and not watch the video and fuck off, which has happened in the past, I found. Like, oh, fucking hell, let's see what book you got. I won't bother watching him. Great. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's a YouTube channel. Let's put everything into perspective, guys, shall we? I'm channeling. You know what channeling means, don't you? A psychic channels. So I'm channeling. I'm channeling on all my channels. I'm saying my shit, which is brilliant. Brian Evans back in. And Kay's in the house. Michael De Silva is in the house. Rusty Shackleford. And Oliver is in the house. Yes, Wales, not to be mistaken with England. That's quite right. It's not the same place at all. I've been told I got to talk proper England, so I'm making efforts to. Gumnuts, good to see you. Bugman, good to see you. Chanyang. Autotetekus Campbell. Hiya, matey. LT, good. And Joy, enjoy the journey. Oh, yeah, it's a fucking great journey. I'm having a fantastic time with that. This Jackie, oh. Time's gone super quick. Are we 2 weeks into January already? That was weird. I'm glad that Christmas wank's over with. Not that I took any notice of any of it. It was all fucking bullshit. And it was the coldest time ever just coming up to it. Everyone was frozen to death by the time Christmas was coming. What's that, underground? Faticus Maticus, yes, all those horse farts. They dealt with the Tartarian building sites. It is horse farts. It's unicorn farts. That's what makes space rockets fly in a vacuum. Is unicorn farts, if you ever wondered. Royal Tangy, 4 Jacks, and Gary. Love improvisationalism. Also, Matt studied both at school of them. Yeah, I'm actually. I could have been a really famous character actor, like Richard Burton. No, he wasn't one. Marlon Brando. I could have been the Welsh Marlon Brando, only better. If I could have just done that. I wouldn't want to be then. They're wankers, isn't they? I'm just trying to spend time around those people. Fuck me. No. Be terrible. Be fighting all the time, guys. I'm not up to all of these. Lovies. Oh, Martin, darling. And then they got to criticize you because they will always criticize, won't they? Narcissist, faggy types. They will always criticize. Oh, you've lost so much weight, Martin. I'd be like, I'm not fucking kidding you. Hi, Jack. Good to see you, love. Jackie. Like that there, Carrie. White chocolate. Grateful Bushman. Robert. I am Nancy. What's your name? Hippie Shake. Nate. Okay. Let's get back into the juice because otherwise this is going to take the 10th of never. Corin's in the house. Tartarian. FEB, Shallow Mountain, Epic Saturday. We do I love Saturdays. It's the best day of the week, really. But we have had a good few hangouts this week. And this is going to be the theme, okay, of the year. Is loads and loads of annoying me. Don't have to watch. But almost 750 of you choose to spend your Flatterday, which is your Saturday, here with me. Roman and Bertie in your email. I'm fab. Don't worry so much. But I am sending love to you and your family and all that bullshit weather that's coming and everything else. Oh, well, you know. Cheech, you just ate the most nuts if I haven't seen anyone eat them my whole life. Double bubble, she's hitchhiking. Ugh. Yeah, that's fucking wrong advertising, man. I nearly froze my balls off in a ditch. Ancient Israel. Sorry, Ireland. Couldn't got that more wrong. Sorry, my head went and thought about other stuff then, which is not good. Yeah, Christmas spazziness. Fuck all that wank, isn't it? I'm not really doing that Satanist thing, this lifestyle. Which is what Christmas is, isn't it? Another present is out fucking under the tree. It's all like a racket anyway. JT, good to see you. Dallas Fowler, much love to you, my brother. Scott is in the house. Carrie's in the house. Okay. Beans is in the house. Matt's a funny fella. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Okay, let's move into some more usage. Plenty of it. You ready? Okay, what I think we'll do now is I think we'll just go through a few of Martin's chosen images of the day. Okay, we got a few of them. We'll have a little giggle with them. Then we'll go through some more stuff. And some more stuff because there's so much stuff. So we'll do that. Okay, guys? You ready? Okay, share screen. So there might be a few amusing things in here. It won't be too rude. Don't do that. That would be wrong. Okay? Okay, this share thing is all fucking changed, I've noticed. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Images of the day selected by yours truly. And they are very current and up to date, except that building isn't. It looks like a lot of British people feel at the moment. Like they're ready to fall apart. But I love that house. That's when it was going. That was a nice little Tartarian house. It's got the shit now. And that won't last. It just knocks these down. I've seen loads of them being knocked down in my life. Loads of them. Such a shame. So, considering sirens do not exist, look, he's got a bum at the front. There's a front poo. They got like their physiology down there. And he sort of like slobbers out of the water in the dark because obviously you don't want to be spotted. Up the beach. What's he want? He wants some jelly deals or some fish and chips, traditional British food. I was thinking about British food the other night. British food is shit, isn't it? It's like, what's British food? Curry, spaghetti bolognese. So that's like Indian and Italian. So what is British food? British food is a full English cooked breakfast. So that's bacon and egg. So they got that everywhere in the world. So there's nothing specifically English about that, is there? That's everywhere. What is British food? Roast beef Yorkshire pudding. Okay, we'll give it that. Yorkshire pudding's lovely. Bit of horseradish sauce. But our number one food of Britain is fish and chips. Yeah. So that's a fish that's been battered. Okay. What did it do wrong? It died. And it got battered. And some chips. Chips are essentially potatoes that have been cut into a long finger shape and put in oil. Well, you know that already. Okay. And that is our number one dish. And is it nice? Fuck yeah. Don't listen to Samuel L. Jackson in 51st State. He's a wanker. He don't know shit about shit. It is really lovely. It's a national dish. So she's got herself not a doll. It's a homunculus. They had homunculuses in the past. We're homunculus. I'm not big on Hollywood or films, but I did want to see that film Megan, so I watched it. It's fucked up, guys. It's fucked up. She's an android you can buy for your house for 10 grand. And she's a serial killer. She fucking kills everybody. So this is a picture of New York. Yeah. And this is apparently Fifth Avenue before all the shit went up, apparently. But what it looks like is a load of that there was already stuff here and the lots are already there. And this is like rocks and rocks and rocks and stuff. And there's a pile of rocks and a pile of rocks where there was stuff there already in that section. What happened to the rest? I'm getting you. So there they are, the Tartarians, the Victorians, whatever you want to call them, and they're out in the garden on a summer's day. It's boiling hot. It's 86 degrees, so you put as much clothes on as you possibly could. Oh yeah, may as well put thermals on as well. Make sure you've got a bonnet, 6 layers of dress. One of my favorite images, that's not going to come up clear, but I will study that again in the future. Mirrors of the past. Mirrors of the past, and it shows you plasma discharge events. You can't really see her in there. It won't puff up. I'll show you it again one day. So, there again, New York. Buildings are up there, but all we got for this road in New York is what? There seems a lot of rocks there on a wall. Old rocks, old wall. It's fallen off. Got a developments up there. A few allotments here, maybe, but where's the road? Well, the road is full of mud. And on the side of the muddy road, there's a load of old stone. Look how deep that is. Looks like it's been covered in mud. Again, look at these beautiful Tartarian houses. That deep buried. And the top of the window there. And there's a horse and carriage. Definitely a road outside. But again, we've got a bit of scrub opposite. No other side of the road. But they are beautiful houses, aren't they? They're all over my city then. Again, look at this building. So it looks like a Mexican church complex, maybe. I don't know, I'm guessing. But again, what's outside? You build the old Ladaline. You build a big fuck off church, and outside is a load of mud. Mud. Glorious mud. Look at that. Riverside Church, right? With Grant's tomb in the distance, New York City. So this is the tomb of Ulysses S. Grant, okay, from the English Civil War, American Civil War, and was president later there. And I guess that's maybe the East Bridge. I'm not sure. And look at the size of that. Is that there today in New York? What? The size of that. It looks like an old English cathedral. It's like Lincoln, but it's only a tower, isn't it? Where's the rest of the church? Maybe over there. And that's even weird as well with the Greco-Romano entrance. Something going on with that as well. That returns it just for the tomb. You know, he didn't even look like he had a penny to piss. He didn't look like he had a pot to piss in, Ulysses S. Grant. I've checked out the rest of his life. You know, when he had throat cancer and he sat there reading on his porch and that, it don't look like he's got fuck all. So, but he was president, so I'm guessing he had a few quid. Anyway, so get to the cannons. Okay, what do I put in there? What do you mean? Well, the cannonballs are round and the hole is square. What do I put in there? Cutlery. Cutlery. Yes, anything. So does that make sense? Cannonballs are round. This cannon's sort of square. Have you ever seen a square cannonball? No, you haven't, have you? I know. What's going on with it? I don't know. Some sort of other weapon. This looks weird as well. Maybe they're for carrying it. But they could be like battleship gunsies, maybe. But that one, don't even know what that shoots. Like I said, knives and forks. Who even knows? So this is a nice old picture. Everything's messed up in the background. I couldn't imagine what's going on. But we've got the old sky wires. What's running the tram first? Let's have a think about that. Okay. So it's an electric tram, open-sided, and it's going up to this cable here. So it's electric. We'll give you that. Oh, okay. Okay. This guy, he's got something held to his ear while he's walking. It's been circled and proposed, I'm guessing, that he's holding a mobile phone. But he could alternatively be just scratching his ear hole, like you do. You know? Parallel dimensions. It's like, this is Fort Wood, okay? Or that is Fort Wood, where Gustav Eiffel, he's been the topic for this post, plonked that bloody great statue of Lucifer, okay? But there was all of this shit. And why would you have, right, the greatest monument in America to welcome you to the new world, the old world, the new world, and all this shit? They got like a scrapyard and all fucked upness. And look at the Amityville horror house in the background. So there's like a little town there, but it's fucked. It is literally fucked. They never tarted that up, did they? There's that picture again of when you get closer into her there. See her face? Something weird and eerie about all of these pictures, all the men top hats. How many cameras have you seen in 1880s, lady? Oh, there's another point. Big arguments going on about the with the age of photography. People say, oh, it's the exposure. You need to leave the cap off for at least a minute for the lights. And then the exposure time shows the people as ghosts. It's why they're all missing in the past. It's because they're ghosts and you can't see them. Yeah, we know about the exposure problem. And we know how it works. And we know that I got photos as early as 1840s motion pictures. So that's bullshit. This is a motion photograph. These are in motion. They're walking. Are they ghosting? So this is the late 1800s and there's no exposure difficulty with the water. Is there? Or the people. So that just debunks that. That photograph debunks that exposure problem. Again, sizes. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Are they giants? What the fuck is going on? How is it only that big? In the other photograph, there's 6 lanes of traffic, loads of space either side. Yeah? And what's with the palm trees? It's fucking Paris. Is it that warm there? Because they have stinking cold winters, and it's not like on the Gulf Stream like Wales is. And they look buried. Oh, the Exposition Universal. And what's the date on that? 1889. 1889. And again, it just looks so small, doesn't it, guys? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. He painted matchstick man and matchstick cats and dogs. This one's for you, little wing Fiona. He painted kids on the corner with sparkling clowns. This is L.S. Lowry, who was a Lancashire artist who painted matchstick men and matchstick cats and dogs. La 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 la. He painted kids on the corner of the street with sparkling clowns. Can you remember that song? Yeah, of course you can. Can you remember Ernie? He drove the fastest milk cart in the West. I heard her over the New Year. I came across on the radio and it was bloody brilliant. Really enjoyed that. Benny Hill, you all know them American people. So, it's boiling fucking hot, but all the women got to wear explosive crinoline cages. Why? What is the thinking? What is the practicality? I'm no scientist in the ways of women's garments, although I'd like to be. But I just don't know what the fucking mentality is behind it all. Okay? I just don't get it. Okay, petticoats, bazoomas. It's weird. Anyway, so there they are in Cape Town right now. Yes, they took a photograph from the International Fake Station of Table Mountain, and everybody getting on with their lives hanging upside down. Boats never fell off because of gravity. Yeah, gravity, you know, that weakest force that is etherian and has never been detected. You know that stuff, don't you? Yeah. They sort of like conveniently ignore the, you know, the forces that they got, and they invented one that is infinitesimally so much smaller than the weak and the strong nuclear forces. Is that boat the right way up, or is that reflection? No, it's a reflection. So there you are. You can fall off. Baby downward spiral already fucking ate everyone and everything and everyone. I was like that at your age. I was like, oh, these fucking stupid cunts. Get me away. Beat me up, Scotty. This is the thumbnail. This is how I imagine Hyperborea. They say about all giant statues and all deer and everything running around. And I would love to walk through this valley all the way down there. So something great at the end, which is undisclosed. And we don't know what it is. One of my subscribers, I think it was Flux Capacitor, was doodling in my last Flatterday show and sent me this. Marticus Farticus got a new shield. It's surrounded by ganja leaves. It has yet to be infilled because they're blank. Okay. You could put some information in there. ML. Yeah, that is brilliant. That is so cool. See this? The Pleasure Seekers. I had a shock I didn't even know me. Do you know Susie Quattro? You probably don't. I don't know her personally. I like to know her. She had sisters, and she was in another band. And as early as 1967, that's the bloody year I arrived. So the Pleasure Seekers, New York City, 1967. Arlene Quattro, Susie, we can see her there. Happy little Susie. It's a bit more meat on her about then, but it's that teenage fat. Susie Quattro, Darlene, who's on drums, and Patty Quattro over there. Check out Patty Quattro. Wonder if she carried on with the down a Devilgate Drive. A Carmelo. So that's a pretty cool band for 1967. There were some cool people around, weren't they? So there is more Gustav Eiffel. So what happened is this, apparently. So it's made in copper. Okay. So the story is although this looks fake as fuck, what's it standing on? Okay. Because it's as high as the roof of this building here, say the second story or whatever it is there. So what exactly is it standing on? Is that a candlestick? Oh, there's a bloke there or something on the pole. Whoa, that can't be right. They got the perspective wrong. This is fucking something wrong. Would a person be that big compared to the Statue of Liberty? I don't know. So anyway, the story is that he built it in Paris first in his workshop. Sure, built it. Okay, takes it apart, gets it somehow to a French port, and then ships it over to America. And they rebuilt it on a starfort, Fort Wood. It's weird how we got such a brilliant photograph of it in the French side, but there's not a photograph as mint as that of it on Fort Wood when it's first been put up. It's like it's really limited, the photographs of the early days of the Statue of Liberty. Really, check it out. It's just, what the fuck. So there's the entrance to the great, what's the matter with him? The Great Pyramids of Giza. They opened a door. They used some dynamite, apparently, but there's a bigger door there. There's the steps going in, but there's a lot more going on in the Great Pyramids of Giza than they show you on the maps. I bet you there's shitloads more than the Queen's and King's chambers and the rest. I think there's more, loads more. Bound to be, the place is massive. So interesting markings on this Inuit woman. See these? She barcode. She's got a barcode. That's how she's purchasing. No, I don't know if that's true. I've seen this in some other tribes and stuff. Though, look at the little face on that little Inuit baby. They look really nice and they look really happy. And there's a nice vibration of them. A coochie vibration. This is the graph spree. Okay, that's taken a bit of damage and they're doing repairs. You can see that hole in the top there? Yeah, when it happens. And then they can go up and repair. So that guy there He's just hanging over and he's looking at the Atlantic Ocean because they are above the Atlantic Ocean on the graft spree, Zeppelin on the way to America, and they're on the roof doing a repair. It's big, isn't it? Pretty cool. This is the first Polish astronaut, apparently, and a woman having a sandwich outside the window of her national hero of bullshittery. I think he came out later saying he never went fucking nowhere. Dziękuję, lady. So there's a Polish astronaut. Something wrong with this photograph. I'm not sure what it is. Okay, it's Madison Avenue in New York and a taxi rank, okay? Back in the day. So the first thing I noticed was this lamppost has got no top on it. Not that that means anything, but for Madison Avenue in the poshest part of New York, you'd think they'd have a top of a lamppost. So what's he thinking over there? Are they thinking what blokes in this day and age think when they see women? He's like looking over. Is he thinking, I think, oh, they get in my cab? So I wonder if they were comfortable. They had a bit of suspension going on. So the efforts. So you'd have to wake up in the morning if you're a lady, right? And how are they washing their stuff? They haven't got washing machines, apparently. Not really. And they haven't got DAS automatic. They're not doing DAS doorstep challenge, are they? For their DAS whites, are they? They use starch in men's shirts. So are they spending all day just cleaning fucking clothes? And how long does it take to put it on? It's like, how long does it take to put it all on? It's just like, what the fuck? I noticed they got a lot of shades on the buildings in New York that they haven't got in the modern day. So you see that a lot. Still something wrong with that photograph that I'm not actually spotting. But it's something about it that is off. And I'll show what it is. So here, out in the steppe, they have nothing but wooden houses in Russia, in Tartaria. But for some reason, they have to wear rich, vibrant colors, like purples and reds. Nothing else is colorful around them, but they are very, very colorful. Well, they got berries. They're collecting berries. Nothing wrong with that. So in the old days, yeah, this is how they straightened hair. I bet that fucking stunk. Have you ever smelt hair burnt? Of course you have. It stinks, doesn't it? So, I've never seen this actually carried out, but yeah, so this girl's going to the discotheque tonight. She's feeling lucky, but she said, Mum, my hair is all gone curly. Can you straighten it? And the mother's ironing her hair. And apparently they did that. Did you ever have your hair ironed? And she's cutting and trimmed it. It looks fucking terrible. What's she done to you, love? Don't let your mother fucking do that to you. Okay. This is in the 1930s in Oklahoma, and it's during the dust storms of Oklahoma, and the children are on their way to school, and they have to wear all that caper because of dust pneumonia. Apparently, many, many people in Oklahoma fell with dust pneumonia and died, so they had to wear all of that caper to go to school in the Dust Bowl of Oklahoma, which is pretty fucking bad. This is Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon has been destroyed in a fire, and Portland, Maine has been destroyed in a fire. Also, coincidentally, but they had a big flood. And some of the buildings, look at all the seashells there. Some of the buildings in Portland are absolutely fantastic. I've looked into it in the past. Just look at my Tartarian channel. I think I've covered every American city bloody at some stage or other. So what do they do? The Inuits, when they're bored out in the steppe, yeah? Oh, they got tartan trousers on. Tartars, tartary. Wicked. Is they have a go with that. It's like the bumps. You know what the bumps are in school, don't you? Don't tell anyone it's your birthday, you're going to get the bumps, which means chucked up and down and kicked in, basically. You can do that. It's great for like if they're not that there are any high buildings, but if you were going to jump from a high building, you could jump into that. Look how high she is. First time I looked at that, I had to look at it a few times and thought, what the fuck is going on? Is she flying? And then I realized that, you know, they're chucking her up in a animal skin. So, Ice kind of been is JFK. He's gone to Berlin. yeah, to blow smoke up the Germans' asses. He's on for some fucking money or some business or something. Oh, I'm a Berliner. No, you're not. You're American. Shut the fuck up. He did. He said that. So he wants to go and say, look at the wall. So there's a big Western entourage on the Western German side. Okay. And there's the wall. How many they got on the East German side? Well, there's a couple of coppers. One's taking a photo there, there, and there because it's JFK. Okay. Right. So on the East German side, there's a couple of blokes on the roof there. And they worried about the Russians killing JFK at the wall. There's blokes there. Oh, I'm just saying, that seems like a security risk to me, unless there's some deal going down. Don't shoot the president. It'll cause World War III was probably the order. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway. This is in Germany. I can tell you which city this is now. It is... it'll come to me in a minute, but it's all this wooden Tudor building. I bet none of that exists. The roads are mud. Look at this fucking state of this, broken away. Shit, wish I could remember. Begins with L. Leipzig. Thank you, Martin. Leipzig. This is Leipzig, and they've got little wooden fences like you get in a modern day at B&Q. Not much going on. And look at the heavy population in Leipzig at the time. That busy street. No, so much going on. Like fucking no one. And Vanilla Skies. This is a tenement block in New York City in the past, where they have just so many people. Kips Bay, living in one block. They say it's slums and squalor, don't they? And all the washing and that, but no different to the modern day. Some of them tenements I used to see when I was in London when I was young. Oh my God, they were like that, but 12 stories high of house. And literally each house had maybe 100 people in it. I'm not even joking, guys. It was just, so one block would have thousands of people in it in these tenements in London back in the day. Oh yeah, they are. They're like these. This is a Glasgow teacher, youth worker, and she's pissing around with her kids having a laugh. She looks really nice. She's got a Scottish accent. She's like, oh, let me spin you around, because she's in Glasgow. Look at the state of these tenements in Glasgow. That's not governed. Where was it? It's one of the Glasgow estates, but they look happy enough. Looks a bit like the Harlem or the Bronx or something, but it is Glasgow. It's amazing how many large tracts of fucked upness you get in British cities. You've got large areas in the centre of Manchester with just nothing on them, just where buildings once were and just left. And Cardiff's got some of the same. I've seen large tracts of land in London and Glasgow as well. Just crazy. Not that I've been to Glasgow. So here's some ladies, and they are showing you a Confederate flag flown by my favorite American Civil War general, who I included in my last book, Stonewall Jackson. That's right. I did a chapter on Stonewall Jackson and the bullshit narrative for his life in my last book, out of interest. It's like, Stonewall Jackson, man, that's weird random for a Welsh bloke. I know, it is. But I like American Civil War stuff. Can't help it. Mudflood. So they knew something was under that mountain there, okay, with all of these bits sticking out. So they got a couple of shovels in. Lo and behold, you got a big fuck off amphitheatre. But it was definitely full of mud. Late 1800s. Apparently these are real witches. Apparently. Are you a witch? Yeah, you are. You're a good one. Don't worry. So good. You can't help casting spells. You've got to literally think, haven't you? And you've got to talk and stuff, haven't you? So apparently these are real witches. Funny because they look like witches. Welsh traditional dress is a witch's hat for women. They've got their little witch's hats on. Right. The Flatiron building is the first skyscraper in New York, they say, right? So it's weird. They use it in the film John Wick's, but look at this shirt. So it's a metal wire and these, I get it. So what? That's lightning conductor. No, because lightning is a flat roof. So this is some sort of electrical device. It's carrying electric, surely, isn't it? But, at that time. So they're putting it up for rent already, and it's not actually been put up, the Flatiron, just yet. And strange how it's so narrow and on that corner, and it's the first one. But there are definitely men there working on it. You get higher. All of the shit is on the top on the Flatiron. You got all of the Phoenician stuff on the top. So the whole area is weird around there, though. I've noticed. Just crazy Tartaria around there. But yeah. So that's the first one. The Woolworths one's anomalous. That was supposed to be the highest for a while. The Singer building, that is really weird and anomalous. That was taking some changes over the time. But, the narratives for New York skyscrapers are so weird, especially the Statue of Liberty as well. So they used to do this back in the day, is they used to check you by sticking this fucking lollipop stick thing down your throat and go in, say, okay, you can go by some woman probably with no experience whatsoever to be tested for tonsillitis. Apparently, there was an epidemic of tonsillitis in the past. They used to check us all out because you're too stupid to know if your throat's sore or not. But the teacher will know by taking a look, or the nurse. So, the Wizard of Oz, mentioned it last night. Okay, when Cammy Nodell was showing a map of Middle Earth, basically, or Lord of the Rings, and it had similarities. It was a flat Earth map, and they changed it into a globe on the Lord of the Rings. I shit you not, mind blowing. The Wizard of Oz is everything in this. They tell you everything about this reality in the Wizard of Oz. The man behind the curtain. The Emerald City is surely in the Hyperborean, isn't it? And all these yellow brick roads everywhere leads to it, and it's a flat world. And it is like Middle Earth. So apparently the flying monkeys weren't evil before the witch cast a spell on them. So Gillikinland. What you got over here? Munchkinland. We represent the lollipumpkins, the lollipumpkins, the lollipumpkins. We represent the lollipumpkins. Is that Mount Meru? A Black Tower. Wicked Witch's Castle. Fucking hell. That's scary. Quadlinland. We'll mess it up. We'll fuck it up. So, yeah, that's weird, isn't it? Munchkin. So that's like eating a kin. So, yeah, Munchkin. And, of course, the red slippers, which are not red anymore, but emerald green. What are you talking about, Matt? You fucking tripping? No. Go and take a look. The emerald slippers are emerald. They are not red. They've never been red, except on the Kate Bush album, The Red Shoes, because it's blood, it means. And once you put them shoes on, you cannot stop dancing, because it says on the Kate Bush album. I was listening to it earlier. Ooh, look at this. Harry Carey. Okay. So, I'm not sure what's going on with that. She's been strangled and fed a sausage. I'm guessing that happens all the times in brothels of Amsterdam. I don't know. Now, here's a good Irish man. I lovely Marvin. I was born under a wandering star. You were. I can see by your eyes. You were born under a wandering star. Lee Marvin's Irish ballads. Because he's Irish. The Pete Mostig. Punch me face. I punch me face, punch me face, punch me face. Wild Irish rose. I sniffed some wild Irish rose. What's this? Pub o' me heart. And who's through Paddy's petrol bomb? Who's through Paddy's petrol bomb? It's blown up the chemist. Where will I get my drugs in the morning? Murphy's crowbar. And I hope I don't get a contract put out on me by the IRA. I'm married to an Irish woman, and my son's half Irish. And all my friends are Irish. And I've been Irish more times than I've been to fucking anywhere. Foreigner, yeah. I've been waiting for a girl like you to come into my life. Head games. That's wrong. That's wrong. That could be wrongly construed. So what you've got is a girl who's gone on a urinal to have a shit. Oh, no, they pee sitting down. Sorry, I got that wrong. She's going to pee. Do you know when I posted about I got kicked out of that pub, The Revolution, back a couple of months ago? One thing I actually forgot about is I went to the toilet and I said, I'm going to toilet a minute. I'll be back now. It's a bit shit-faced. Must have been the mushrooms. So I went to the toilet and I was like, fucking hell, it's not bad, this toilet. But like, what? They ain't got no urinals. Oh, that's all right. I'll just piss in a cubicle. Left the door open, stood there, had a waz in the cubicle, as you do. Came back out, went back down, had a pint, got in a bit of trouble with, talking about stuff, because you don't talk about like flat earth or reset or jabbydocious to normies without getting kicked out. So because I can't drink much, I go like a bladder the size of a pea. Like I'm like 2 pints, 4 pisses, when other people are like fucking 4 pints, 2 pisses. Not me. I'm the other way around. So if you're gonna go like a date with me, you're gonna be on your own all night. Well, if I'm drinking, I'm gonna be in an pissing all night is what I'm gonna be. Just saying, coffee's better. So I went for a second piss and I went through the door and I was like, shit, there's urinals. Shit, I went in the girls' toilet. Good job there was no one in there. So yeah, I actually went in the girls' toilet and had a piss. I didn't realize till the second time I went out there. Oh, look at this old London pub. Yeah? Fucking, I bet there's been some dodgy shit going down in there in the past, guys. Fucking hell. Is that the Cromwell Arms? Whoa. Terrible things going on. Look, I bet it goes right back in there, though, under the railway station. So a little hotel going on in there. God, look at the cars of the 80s. Mark IV Cortina. Fucking hell, they were shit, weren't they? The Vauxhall. Fucking Cavalier. Okay. So, I don't know where it is, but Mudflood Woman, or Red Brick Girl. Red Brick. Melted Red Brick Girl lady says it's in England somewhere, which I find extraordinary because I've never seen door frames like that in England at all. But obviously it's all buried in mud. Ooh! Doctor says, I have to wear this cone, and so I stop chewing on my bollocks, like a dog does. So Michael has been chewing on his bollocks a bit lately, so they put a little thing on his neck. Dong. Oh, Sandra got bollocks, look, guys. All that time you fancy Sandra Bullock, yeah? When she was in Speed, there's a bum on the bus. What he says is a bum on the bus. No, there's a bomb on the bus. What, you want a bum on the bus? No, there's a bomb on the bus. What the fuck is he saying? He says there's a bomb on the bus. Why didn't you say that, Tosser? Because I'm Keanu Reeves. I'm Jewish. Well, Lebanese. It's quite close. But there's Sandra. She got a fucking chin like Roger Ramjet. Literally, she could fly a fucking Ramjet. And what's that? Women don't have that shit. That's not a woman thing. That's a man thing. And she got a face like a man. She got shoulders like a man. And the name Sandra got bollocks is a big giveaway, I think. Oh, isn't this weird, right? So you get a little guy with a moustache, 15 years out before Adolf Hitler comes out, and he's a funny little guy in moustache. So there's no like predictive programming going on that there's going to be a dictator. It looks exactly like Charlie Chaplin. One of the biggest films of World War II, surprisingly, is a film called The Great Dictator, which is shown all over the world, in Rio de Janeiro, in Hollywood, in London, and in Berlin. Hitler apparently was not too pleased with his inversion of being Adolf Hitler and coming out with all this sanctimonious wank about peace. Because he didn't mean it, because it's all like, we'll save the planet stuff mentality coming from, for evolutionary purposes. So here he is in New York. Everyone seems to be liking him and laughing and smiling and stuff. Yeah. And what's he after? We're going to win the war, but first we need barrel bonds. So basically, he's got all the people together because they're going to have a whip round. They want some money to pay for the war, as you do. So this got shot down in some girl's garden in England, up in the north of England. And they were like, ma'am, can we keep it? I'm not sure. I think they're going to take it away, girls. But it's brilliant. It's got holes in it. Look, from when we shot it down. So, no. So, yeah, loads of people had like measurements in their garden. They turned them into prefabricated later. It would have been great if you could keep it. I'm turning into a garden shed or a den. Den would be great. Here's Patton, right? Another sanctimonious wanker. And he's saying to these boys here, look, boys, it won't be all that bad. Not even a rat will stir. We're going to lay down 50 million bombs on the Fortress Europe. They won't be anything alive. And he's like, yeah, are you sure about that? No, nothing will be alive. Not even a rat will stir. All right, then. Go in and get him. Nobody will die. Everything will be brill. Okay, Patton. You coming? No, I'm not coming. It seems a bit dangerous. I'm going to stay on the boat watching off from the binoculars. Okay. From a very, very safe distance away. And this is the result of Waller. He reminds me of me. He even looks like me as a kid. Excuse me. Fucking up. Oh, my wig fell off. So, he's like, my house is gone. My mum's been blown up. My sister's gone. My dad's gone. And I'm on my own now. Don't cry. And sure, he grew up to be very successful. What is successful, anyway? If you're like a banker or something like that, that's not success. Even though they think they're successful, they're not successful. What is success in this place? So this is a characteristic map of Wales, where I come from. There. I come from his foot by there. Llandaff is closer to me. That's about a mile north of me. And Oswestry, another Welsh name I can't even pronounce. And this is supposed to be Anglesey. The fleur-de-lis got Ichdine on it, which is actually Czechoslovakian and not Welsh at all. Comes from Welsh, Czech nobility, which you can trace back to links with British nobility. Anyway, so this came up. Somebody sent me in. Okay, there was an advert they were looking for in the past. Hefty girls wanted for the police force. Women with brains plus good physique. Indeed. Are wanted to pay and prospects are good. Pay and prospects are good. Oh, good. Yeah, healthcare. But they must never marry or their careers will end. So you can't marry if you're to be a policewoman. You've got to be a hefty girl. But you do get free quarters in special hostels. And the high standard of intelligence and physique is being demanded. So you've got to be brainly, look hot, never get married, and live in their special hostels. Oh, fucking hell. That sounds like a barrel of laughs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, her eyes are like piss holes in the snow. Her eyes are so red, they're red, okay? Now, she's younger than me. Lisa Marie Presley is years younger than me, guys. And what the fuck is the matter with her? Is that a wig? So, like, she got more makeup on. They didn't fare well, the Elvises, did they? Fuck me, no, did they? Oh, everyone grows old, but fuck me. What happened? So Lisa Marie Presley, she used to be cute as fuck when she was young, didn't she? What? Phew, the adrenochrome's running low on these fuckers. Do you know what? I love Cantona. 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 I loved it when he kicked that bloke in the face that mouthed off to him in a football match. He just jumped up and kicked him in the face. I thought, I fucking love you, Eric. But look at this. He's got himself as an emperor, the same as Napoleon in the background. He's actually an actor. He's been in loads of films. I like his missus. He's good. Eric, if you do watch Flat Earth British, yeah, you're fucking all right. Frenchman, fucking brilliant. Better than that other Frenchman, Sacha Distal. Yeah, Sacha Distal done my fucking head in. What was that all about anyway? He was crap. I'm sorry, he was. My mother tortured me with Sacha Distal. So this is a big bell, isn't it? It's in Russia somewhere, isn't it? No, it's not. It's in London. Maybe. America. The land of the free. But they have got Busby's on, so it definitely feels British. Could be Canada, I guess. But, oh, yeah, it is Canada. I've seen this before. It's a big fuck off bell, isn't it? Imagine that falling down, squishing everybody. Imagine the sound it makes when it drops. Where was it originally? I wonder. I don't know. So this is in Missouri, and they've had a mud flood in this town in the Wild West. They've got to get up on the gantries out of the way of all of the mud that high, and they got to get some shovels and get this shit out. Got duck boards down outside there. Brighton Wicks Groceries. He's got a baseball bat there, is he? Not many women around in this scene, is there? But you know, mud flood digging out is a job for everybody, I feel. But yeah, that's a lot of shit. So yeah, they had a mud flood in that street. So ding, 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 ding. Steptoe and Son is one of my all-time favourite programmes. And here's a street in London. Now, it was common in Britain when I was a kid, and it still is now. Over the New Year, my friend was like, what is that? I said, it's a rag and bone man. Still have them. Still have, like, they use amplifiers in these day and age, but we still have rag and bone man coming round. So why are they collecting rags? It's pretty self-explanatory. But why the bone? What are they going to do with all the bone? Bone China. Bone China. They sell a lot of the bone on anyway. Bone China. And other stuff is bone. Is it necessarily dog bones? Animal bones? Or do they use like your relatives' bones? So yeah, they went round. They were common. So, Harold. Oh, what you want, you dirty, dirty old man. So they were brilliant. See him, he served in the First World War. He was apparently a fag. And he died. I don't know what happened to the horse. But Steptoe and Son, if you don't know about this and you're in America, this is the best program in the history of programs. Like ever. You dirty, dirty old man. Harold! There he is. Rag and bone. And he's going to sell it on. Apparently, they made a few quid. Okay, what's this? Is this naughty? It might be. At heart, she was an inventor. By trade, she was an electrician. Connecting the two could be dangerous, but also very rewarding by Fanny Sparks. The trial run of an all-electric vibrator shorts. Yeah, that could go bad. If you were improvising yourself an electric vibrator on a wire, the book by Fanny Sparks tells you that is pretty bad. And as you can see, she doesn't look happy, but it might be really good. I don't know. It could happen. Calculating when I last gave a fuck. Hold on, let me have a think. Never. So let's have a look at this London salesman. It's been colorized. So, poor Joe. So, Goff's lozenges, because everyone got a sore throat. He's got a club foot. I don't know what gives people club foot. I haven't got a clue what gives people club foot. What? Sounds painful. No, I don't think electricity is painful. I think electricity in them parts is orgasmatronic. What's this? Couch preventative or cough preventative. Oh, all right there. Okay then. So cough lozenges. He's got an X-ray there of a lung. So this is a healthy lung. Okay, Jack and the Giant Killer, Hero. This is a book. Out in the day, Jack and the Giant Killer. Maybe they made movies of it, if I remember rightly. And he's literally sticking a pickaxe in the giant's head, who's trapped. There's a lot of giant books in there. Jack and the Beanstalk's a good one. Here's a German version, and he just walks through the sea. He's got these on to stop him. Like, I'm guessing they work like keels for the tide and stuff. And he can just walk across large tracts of water or land. Oh, is that all I got there for? Excuse me. I believe so. Jeez, this day's going like super duper quick. Okay, let's get... So, my son's bought a 3D printer and he's been doing some 3D printing. He's doing like flat earth stuff and all of that. So we were wondering, or we've been surmising, are they 3D printing all of the food? The reason I'm asking is because of Thanksgiving in America, they must have needed 100 million turkeys, and Christmas, another 100 million turkeys. How are they literally keeping or growing hundreds of millions of turkeys every year, guys? How the fuck is that happening? Think about it. So they are 3D printing beef. They can buy, there's a shop in Vancouver that's selling 3D printed meat. And you can see it all over YouTube. But what about the chicken? Now, could they 3D print chicken and not tell you anything about it? Because when you pull it apart, it pulls apart in these nastiest, sorry if you're eating, nasty as fuck strands. And they go into other strands and other strands. They end up looking like lengths of plastic, lengths of 3D printed material is what it looks like. Now, since Rona and all that happened, I've been asking the question is, how the fuck did all the food turn up in the shops when everyone was locked in? They never had any disruption problem in the whole fucking 2 years of COVID, guys. What happened? How is that possible? Have they been 3D printing all of the fucking food and we don't even know? Because they're telling us, oh, the food tastes like shit. It's because you got a Rona. That's what they've been saying. No, the food tastes like shit because we're selling you 3D fucking printed food. Just saying. Anyway, I showed these last night on I'm Around Media. You could be in a school of thought that these are some sort of melted or some sort of flood damage probably as well. But it's in Cappadocia in Turkey. And it's like the fairy tale castles. This one's in 1887. And there's people living in these, but there's a few weird clues to this town. As you can see an entrance there with some Greco-Romano thing going on. And they look like they've been inhabited, these pyramid things, these anthills, or whatever they are. They look like termite mounds. But you can go in them, and there's windows up them. Were these just like subject to entropy from water erosion, or have they been heated as well? Because these entrances look like they may have been there already and the stuff stripped over them in some regards. And what about that? Why would you build a Greco-Romano entrance like that? There's lost two pillars. There's a door inside there, all that way into the sky. There's a door there. And I'll show you another photo of how high this actually is. Not only that, it looks like there's a couple of pipes sticking out there. There's a hole there. No, it looks like another pipe there. There's a few holes up there. Okay, so maybe you can go inside it. All right, so why the pipes? Like just haphazardly sticking out of there and there. Rebab, something like that. Yeah? So I'll show you another photograph of this one now with this temple. It's just super duper high. It's really weird how high it is. Look how high that is. How many feet is that? And there it is. So it's like Greco-Romano arch. So poses a question, why did they put it up in the sky? So it wasn't originally in the sky, was it? So what's happened exactly? Is this an upper, level to this building? There seems to be a line there, if it was a building. And this one as well. Why the fucking effort? And look at all of this blobby stuff. It literally looks like, just look, it's melted and it's all run over it. It really does look like that, guys. Not that I'm saying it is. I'm saying it looks like that it's run over and it's been like a liquid, doesn't it? There's at the end of that chapter, when I pass you that book later, go to the last page and it mentions in there a sound that made mud turn to stone. I couldn't get the narrative for it. It made no fucking sense, but that's what it said. Right, so they've blocked that up there, and there's key-shaped windows and all of this shit, blobby shit, just hanging over. It's really weird. Why? Why would you go to the effort of all of that ornateness behind that to be obscured? So they were there first, and this has come along later. Really, that's got to be the case, hasn't it? Yeah. So you wouldn't literally build all of them and then just cover it over with whatever the fuck that is, would you? Oh, they got some like modern developments mixed in with it all, but I can't believe we're coming up to 3 hours. I haven't managed to fucking share half the stuff I wanted to. Just come back for a minute. See what we got there. So, how many of you watching? 700 of you watching. I've managed to retain 700 of you for 3 hours. Effie beats tough titties. Nice one, Hugh. Ooh, you excited? Ooh, go like that. Ooh, it's fucking brilliant. I love fucking flat of Britishness. Time out, Matt. I am Dallas. I know it's getting Martin Halafunny. I don't even try to be funny. Just fucking, I'm only talking. Galen Willis, Campbell rocked the year. Yeah, and this is a good way for the store to go forward now. This is set the tone now for 2023. Campbell, all the guys being fucking epic, fucking truthers, taking it forward. They must be rocking in their fucking boots. Academia, fucking, they must be like just jumping off of buildings and stuff. It's like we're getting battered by people on YouTube. They like better researchers than us, and they've got loads more answers. We don't know shit, and they got it all. In fact, we're nicking their shit. So, yeah. Wankers. Seeing I Frog, thanks again for your vibration. Welsh Leonard Rossiter. Now, Leonard Rossiter, Bob, grew up in Wheatley Road, 5 minutes from where I'm sitting now. Leonard Rossiter is Welsh. Check it out for yourself. He's an Ely boy from where I'm from. Leonard Rossiter, okay, is from Ely, which explains a lot. I loved Rising Damp. I watched every single episode of Rising Damp. He was brilliant, wasn't he? So, Venus, Kimberly, and Michael De Silva. Martin, you are in time out. I am. I'm timed out. I'm running out of time. And both books are great wake-up material. Good, Lee. That was the idea. The first one may have been a little bit advanced and, off-putting because basically not everyone would get it, especially electromagnetic stuff and stuff. Miles, Lisa Ann Bradley, good to see you. Listening, making food. What are you cooking, Lisa? I bet you cook nice food. I cooked bolognese today, Lisa. It was bloody lovely. Fresh herbs and everything, mouth-wateringly tasty. I don't eat that that pre-processed bollocks. I cooked my own, and it was really tasty. In fact, I'll have some more. No, it's too late for all that garlic. Dirk Van Giesel. So, Hofferdommer. It's the only Dutch I know. I hope it's not a rude word. Phrase eyebrow, good to see you. White chocolate. Have we had fun tonight? Have we? Good. Somewhere in time. That's not a song, I know. Mike, good to see you. Yeah, I can turn everything into a song, and I will. I will turn everything into a song because it's fun and it's nice. Fanny Juice and new UK beverage. Henrik, no. Don't lower the tone. There's women. I'm embarrassed now. Choosing images. No, I get embarrassed. I'm sweating now. I'm going all hot thinking about pants on. Good to see you, Carrie. Capalocious. Galen. You sound like Galen Windsor, but it's Galen Willis. Right. Let me show you a couple more things because we're running out of time. Ooh, there's lovely Angela there. Ooh, do with Angela. Dino, love your channel. Is he in the chat? Dino, is he? I love your stuff. Oh, is he? Yeah, he is good. Ange Baby, he's really good. He does good hangouts as well. He should have more people watching him, and he does real research. He's impressive. So yeah, Dino, I've been watching for quite a while. I'll catch him sometimes when he's live for 10 if I can. So yeah, hit the like button if you did like this video. If it did make you fish and chips, Rowing, I'm starving. I am literally starving right now. Most British food isn't British. Well, it isn't, Jackie. Curry's the #1 British food, isn't it? Sherry, British food, fish sticks. I don't know what fish sticks are. They're not fishing fish sticks. Sherry, lovely. They're not. It's crab's nice. I like crab, but that's not what you get. I've got a wicked fish market in there. Did you like the Lowry bit in Cardiff? Did you? Little Wing. you feel all homely then. I'm making a fort in bed with a cat, so all around. She's cutchy, like a starfort. Make little shapes on your quilt. Okay. Tonight I will dream in Welsh. Little Wing's gonna dream in Welsh. He's good at it. Free press 666. He's good at it. LT good. Richard. I am excited, but I get excited really easy. But like, thanks God for another day. Dino, there you are. I was just blowing smoke up your ass, Dino. I love you. Okay. Love you all. Best community of all time. You fucking know it, brother. It is beautiful, people. I'm going to cry. Oh, there's Dino being linked up by autodidactic. I'm going to cry. This is just so beautiful right now. Anyway, let's... Nothing beats a flat a day. You fucking know it. All right, then, a couple more things. Just out of interest, the show, right? I'm going to just go through them quick, though, okay, guys? Because I don't think anyone watches 3.5-hour videos, but I did want to link these things up. It doesn't matter anyway, fuck it. They will. Okay, only a few of you have gone anyway. So there you are, 600 odd of you. And I got quite a bit of... I got 10 minutes left for 3 hours, and I got shitloads. Let me just run through these quick, okay, guys? And I'll link them up soon as. So I'm going to start here. This is an alchemical book I was going to give to you, but it was, I still am after the thing. There's some crazy pictures in this, guys. Ancient oracles and etheric groups. Honest to God, some of the pictures in this are just mad. This one here, for example. Check this out. So I'd love to be able to link a lot of this stuff that I have, but I've just been running out of time. So yeah, this looks like Piranesi's prisons, where you get like men of the cloth, you know, with the fish hats on, and they're just sliding bodies down this slide into like basements and tunnels underneath. And I think this is part of the narrative. I think they've been doing this, especially the Vatican, because look, they're showing you here. They're showing you killing people, putting them down the slide into some sort of subterranean world. And that's the oracle there. And the oracle of Delphi, she was supposed to have got her visions from sulfurous, as it says there, sulfurous materials that came from the subterranean. So she was over a volcanic vent, apparently. The sulfurous materials came up, made her trip, and then she had visions. Apparently, that's the Oracle of Delphi narrative. But it was a jolly long time ago, so I really don't know. But yeah, some fucking nuts pictures in this book. I'll link it up soon as. But check this out for the Tower of Babel. Yeah, it's just like what? And these are not Lee Vanderhaar pictures, but what you will get is all the world's mud flooded. And again, with the bunkers, the mud flooded bunkers, we keep seeing these over and over again. But yeah, some first class pictures in this, as I said. You're going to have to scroll through. I'll link it up the moment I finish this live feed. Okay, guys? But there's like 500-600 pages in there to go through. So I will link that up soon as. Make sure to go through that. And this one is pretty weird as well, and some stuff that is pretty unexplanatory. Under first scrutiny, it's a book of naval strategy and development. But the weird thing I find about this is we always see these whales in the Phoenician pictures, don't we? And they haven't got two blowholes whales, and these two, they are dropping barrels, you know, like they do with submarines. The barrels they drop over to shatter submarines, the depth charges. So I suggested, and I've actually put a video out as well, suggesting that these Phoenician whales are actually like Jonah in the whale, actually just really submarines. But yeah, these are brilliant. Check these out, guys. Check this out. Oh, let me put that side by side there. Again, with what the fuck? So I'm guessing they got like, you know, cannonry and stuff, but what the fuck is that out of the front? There's like a dragon and it's breathing fire, and then it's like fiery ball. So that's not a cannon. So what weaponry is that exactly? And you got like I'm guessing they're cannonballs, but the rest is rockets. There's fucking hell, Greek fire coming out, and a Muslim flag, by the way. A Muslim flag. So yeah, there's some crazy. Look at this one then. How many people do you need to row a boat? Yeah. What is the size of that ship, guys? This is like out of the 300 film. There is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 50 rows of 10. There's hundreds and hundreds of men rowing that before they can set sail. How many? Where are they sleeping? How are they getting that many men on a ship like that? And where are they all sleeping? It's just, it must be just that big underneath, guys. That's just nuts. Absolutely nuts. That is. And yeah, there's just some crazy stuff in this book. Honest to God, there is. It's just, look at him. The fuck is that? Yeah, look at his headwear. And what's that disc? That round thing there? Is that lasers coming out of there? Honestly, it's just like, what the fuck is going on with antiquity? I really, really guess me. It's like nothing is ever what they told us. Like, that's what I keep finding. It's like, well, they didn't tell us that in school, which is always the case. So they do fauna, animals, and I'm not sure if you've seen this of Egypt in the past. I think this might be of Kandahar, but that doesn't look like any Egypt that I've ever seen. But these are the pyramids of Giza, are they? So what's that? That's the Sphinx, is there? And what's all this fucking mud everywhere? And it's just this high. It's just, I think that one's by Lee Vanderhaar, that one actually. So they are the pyramids of Giza, and that is Cairo. So they've got rid of a lot of stuff since them days. That's for sure. Oh, what else they got there? So yeah, it's a shit hot book, and as I said, everything that you will see on this vlog. That's the Tower of Babel, but I can't turn it around. Check that out. Antiquitech at the top. So they seem to like have an accurate knowledge of what the Tower of Babel looks like in a lot of these. And I noticed something else as well, is predominantly all of these books from this era of, you know, what is this? Fucking 1684. It's always the same Phoenicians. It's always the same faces, always the same narrative, always that Greek classical Ovidian theme. And it's all apocalypse related. All right, let's have a look at this sweet little image. Oh, look at that, Constantinople. I mean, Manhattan. Wow. Look at that. Look at all of the minarets in Istanbul. Just skyscrapers and skyscrapers. Where's the Blue Mosque? Can't really see it. That's weird. Can't really tell which one. But they do look like German buildings, considering it's Turkey. They look like what you'd expect in, you know, Germany rather than Turkey. That's weird. But there is a close connection with Turkey and Germany. I knew this from my time at sea. Okay. Let's have a little gander. There's a post-mud map of what happened after the flood. We haven't seen many of them before, though. So a little look through. Yeah, it's a crazy book, this. I'm just, as I said, I'm just coming at the 3-hour mark, so we'll just whiz through one or two, and then I'll link them up, and you can look at them later. It's just stacks of starports in this book. Stacks and stacks of starports. But not the usual type, like really weird starforts I've noticed. Like that one. Double it on that. But indeed, they are all starforts of all these towns. In Germany, in this case. There are a lot of skyscrapers going on in a lot of these pictures, guys. So, yeah, I'll link that up as soon as I have finished. Okay, let me just move on. Now, just out of interest, I'm from Wales. Wales has never had a terrorist attack. Okay, apparently we did once by the Welsh nationalists who blew up the city temple in the 60s or late 50s. Apparently, but it's the only one. The IRA never bothered blowing us up because we're Celts like them, and it would be stupid, and they just don't do that shit. They have a problem with us. So they had this is the Drope Viaduct. This bridge here, right, is a big part of my life. It's not there anymore. I bunked off school to watch that being blown up by a demolition team, and it was the biggest explosion in South Wales since Second World War. Literally felt it punch my chest as they blew it up.
And when I was a kid, I used to walk over it on the beach from school. And there's a river that goes under it called the Drope, the Ely River, down the Drope. And I was always astounded of how many bricks went into these arches. There was 11 arches, and there was 8 on the next one up. And it went on to a 2-mile tunnel, which is there still. That was going to be my bug out place in the event of a nuclear war. But never suffered a jet, okay? 1913, suffragettes in Ely. No, Emily Pankhurst's crew. No, Emily Pankhurst is the Masonic version of the suffragettes. The real one, as you may or may not know, is Elizabeth Fry. So Ely Racecourse. Now, we used to have a race meeting here in Ely, the biggest in the country, in Wales, where we used to have the Welsh Grand National Horse Racing, where 40,000 people plus would go, okay? But the suffragettes, they attempted to burn down our stand in Ely. Suffragettes made a daring attempt to burn down Ely Cardiff Racecourse stand last night, or early this morning. In the clubroom were found this morning a paraffin-soaked wood, some firelighters, 5 bottles of turpentine, and a cloth pad soaked in oil. Eventually, the suffragettes were disturbed in their task, or else they forgot to apply the light. Okay, so they went there on a terrorist attack, but they forgot to light it. No. They got scared away. No. How about this is a load of shit? That makes more sense. So, yeah, there you go. And they related to Mrs. Pankhurst. When police arrived, they found 2 posters in front of the building bearing the inscription, "Release Mrs. Pankhurst and blame Mr. Hobhouse." Also found suffragettes literature scattered around the green grass. How dare they? How very dare they? Women wanting liberty and their own rights. This is just what? So that was what was going on. We had this stand here, and apparently they were going to burn it down, and they didn't actually get around to it. So that was the stand. That's about like 5 minutes from where I lived. But it's not there no more. All that's there now is sweet fuck all. Nothing. Nothing at all. So that's our interesting thing, that we had a little terrorist attack. I was going to show you San Francisco, but we're going to leave that to the next vlog because of the time aspect. So we've been loads going on, as I explained. Put a couple of videos up. I've got one cool video ready to go out in a day or so. A really good one. Very juicy. So keep a lookout on the martinliedtke channel for that. And there we are, live. 645 of you watching. Leper Colonies was pretty juicy last week. And if you don't know, okay, you can subscribe to all of these Flat Earth British channels, okay? Flat Earth British Think Tank, Flat Earth British, the Celtic Tartarian channel, and martinliedtke's Nectar channel. We've also got all other stuff, Instagrams and Facebook and all of the rest. We are out there, okay? So please make sure to subscribe if you do, and if you would, like this video if you did like it, and it made you laugh and tickled your funny bone. No, mudflood. I've got a mudflood t-shirt on. Mudflood. Are we all excited, guys? Huh? Ooh, I could shit the bed. Is that Nora? It's my friend Nora. I'm not going to make a Nora song because basically you just probably punch me in the arm when I eventually see you. Aaliyah, good to see you. Big love, peeps. And she hurts. Brian, Ripping Yarns was a good program. I loved Ripping Yarns. I watched them all. That one about that annoying guy in the north of England where his parents left the country to get away from him because he was so boring. He had a rain monitor thing on top of a mountain that he actually met an escaped criminal, and he also had a rain monitor. And he was so boring, he'd watch his mother cook black pudding. He'd say, "That's the blackest black pudding I've ever seen, Ma. Even the white bits are black," because he was so boring. But my favourite one was the end of the world one, when they threw a Chinese star at him and he just ducked out of the way anyway. When I was your age, I wouldn't have missed. That's another good movie. That was one of my questions on the poll this week. It's your best ever movie saying. So what I didn't do, which I was going to, was, "He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy," which would have been the winner. Yeah, I don't want Arnold Schwarzenegger on there. Fuck off, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, that's the one that told you to, if you want to live. Fucking wanker. Best live ever, Kernov. You want to come here more often. We always have a giggle, but this is particularly juicy, I must admit. Gary Felton, and some evidence of lands being in the north is very, very provocative. Rhondda, there's a place in Wales called Rhondda Valley. It's really nice. It's pretty. It is now. JS, good to see you. Epic. Okay, make sure to like it. Okay, please like and share and everything. Subscribe, support in any way, and do all good things. Spread that love. Spread that love. Free Press 666. Marcel is Nora. Please don't. I won't, Nora. I won't make a song about you. I won't sing to you. You already got that problem. People singing to you. Love video. White chocolate. So you've got that tickly feeling in your belly. Do you know what that is? That's love. That's love. That is. Like you love me. Hippie Shake. Yeah, Nectar channel's got a few on there, but the most is my Tartarian channel with over 1,000 videos. And lots of millions have watched that channel. Great show as always. Thank you, Chris Duggan. You are the piece. Oh, there's Stacey. No, she's worthy of a song. In Massachusetts. 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 There you are. BGs. BGs. With Sonic fucking coding. There you go. I don't know. Gratitude to you as well, Crafty Kim. Thanks to everyone for bringing their vibration, making a fantastic evening. I hope you all had a good time in chat. I haven't been there all the time because I got to talk and I can't watch it all. James and the Giant, Peach. Yeah, that's he's from Cardiff as well, where I live. The one who does Tales of the Unexpected and wrote James and the Giant, Peach. Roald Dahl. We got a road here called Roald Dahl Plaza down the bay. Ed, Flatfink, is that like Batfink? Batfink was wicked. My wings are like a shield of steel. I know, I do Batfink as well. It's a man of many talents, guys. You didn't know I could do Batfink. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Pretty good too, eh? Bob, good to see you, my friendage. Yeah. That's me doing Bob because he's a Kung Fu expert, as you can see. I am Grasshopper of Flat Earth. Yeah. I'm John Wick, Grasshopper of Flat Earth. Emily Susan, good to see you. Eva, I gotta go and eat something because my stomach is like goodies. Goody, goody, yum, yum. Goodies are fucking wicked. Eki Thun. With he was all right, Bill Odds. He didn't sell out. I thought he was definitely not a P though. And he grassed them all up when it all happened and they got rid of him, said he was a nutter. And he wasn't a nutter, he just liked hedgehogs. Fucking nothing nuts about liking natural life stuff. Because he was all lovely and he didn't give a shit about their wank. That's my person. If you are watching, Bill Oddie, we love you. Okay, I do. Okay, Bill Oddie. One of the best ever goodies. And Tim Buck Taylor, what a toss. How'd you work with him all fucking day? Brian, good to see you. Bramwell, good to see you. Cooties. Laurie. Until next time. Okay, giant hugs, communal hug. Ooh, that was me hugging 600 people. My arms are aching now. Just imagine that I actually did that. It was really warm and nice. Okay, guys? Hendrik? I'm nice and warm. Thank you kindly, someone in time. He's a very naughty boy. I'm loving it. Curse the monkey paw. Curse the monkey paw, yeah. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Wanker. I know that film. It's great. Flying people. Evelyn Nunes, still in your birthday. Social Ripper is in the house. And I got to go. Pamela. So I had shitloads I got to still show you, but I've run out of fucking time. So there you are. Gary's giving you all loves. He's well loved up. He's had a fucking shit month, but he's loads better. And he's absolutely fantastic. Joey, shit last month. But now he's all better. We won. We win. We won. We won past tense, Campbell. We won. They're wankers, though. It was obvious, wasn't it? It was obvious before this game even fucking started. It's like, just get a load of good players in versus a load of wankers. Who's going to win? I'm Grey Rock. Good for you, Mark. Okay. Keep that Grey Rock high, whatever that means. Benny Riley. Curious. Laurie, I got to go because my Brian is hurting. Robert Tyke Trucking, good one. He's giving me £2 super. Thank you, Robert Tyke Trucking. You a truck driver? 10-4, good buddy. We got a convoy. Ain't she a beautiful sight? Good film, Convoy. One of Chris Christopherson. Did you ever see that in the movies? It's quite sad. Spider got killed. Yes, that's what happened. Steve Self. I watched that in a smelly British cinema called The Globe in Albany Road. And it was full of ganja smoking Hell's Angels. So it was the smell of black hash and petunia oil and smelly red chairs is all I remember of with the film Convoy. Funny old memory. But there's a lot of heavy metalers back in them days, wasn't there? And that smell of petunia oil floated around everywhere, you know. You could tell there was going to be a biker or a Hell's Angel a mile away. So Little Wing, dropping the link in to a channel, few shy off 1,000. Except to my fucking Fiona by there to give her a subbage. Please go and get her 1,000. We know I'll have happy times then. How do you always exceed expectations, Missy? Don't know. I'm not going to blow smoke at my own ass. Let's just say I'm good at it, okay? Just say that. Marcel? Hard work, lovely. That's what does it. Reading fucking hundreds of books a week to find juice. Sad. Kimberly. Deading Truths. Denied Truths. Are you ever coming to the USA? Well, I'd love to come over this year. I've been talking about it last night. Cammy said I can go and stay in her house and live in a cupboard, which would be lovely. And for a while, I'd probably do Bob's Head in easily, probably. No, I'm not. I'm fine. I just eat them out of house and home. There's another woman as well said I could go and stay with her. There's a couple of women actually said I can go and stay, but we'll just see what happens. Okay, I'm not actually going to go and emigrate to America and go and hook up, but you never know. You know, the American one. High level of fuckery. Oh, I know. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Hi, JJ. Much love to you and the boys. Oh, everything's cool in your life. Ginger Grin says, well, hi, lovely. Oh, what an epic family. That was a good. Glad you felt that, didn't you? But you see what I mean? You can just send that psychically out there, and you felt it. There's Lady Lux there. I didn't see you. Hello, beautiful souls. Missed you. I'm gonna go now. I'm sorry, Lady Lux. I'm just talking for talking's sake. And less is more. You know, silence is golden. I talk too much. Richard, good to see you. Ro again, lovely. Margaret's in the house as well. Hey, Margaret, lovely. I sounded really Welsh then, didn't I? Lovely. A Max Vision remote viewing class. I'm good at that. I can't wait to go back to sleep anyway to do my sleep thing, which is brilliant. I really like my sleeping. I look forward to it. It's that good. Twice Born, good to see you. Okay, then I'm gone. No. For any information, cool books, or anything else, I am mostly about. You can find me in my emails, martinliedtke7@gmail.com. Please subscribe, like, share, and support. Buy me coffee or anything you would like that. I will be back in a day or two because I've got another cracking video to come up in a day or two. And on with the show. Happy what the fuck ever. It doesn't even matter. Just feel good, live in the now, and be fucking grateful you're here, is what I say. Okay? Be fucking grateful for one another and these magical moments that we share together. I'm going to link all of that up as soon as I go now. Okay, guys? So, yeah, some evidence for the Hyperborea in a written narrative. That's the best one I've come across since I've been searching. That's just mind-blowing. That is. It's like actually really provocative that shit's going down. And the coincidence with the sizes and the you read it through and the geographical location is just crazy. They give you the entire parameters of the 4 continents. Fills a Tartarian sea, they tell you. It's juicy, juicy stuff. Okay, thank you, Tommy. Thank you. I gotta go. There we are. Thank you, Hippie Shake. Thank you for linking that up, my babes. Ciao, Alva, Billy, my brother. Love you too. All of you. I gotta go. Go home. I gotta go. Okay, I'm gonna make a nice cup of coffee now. So there you are, 3 hours, 15 minutes. That'll be plenty. So I'll hook up soon. Oh, I seen you having that hangout with Jay. I love Jay. Autocamp. Campbell. I love Jay. Jay Dreaming, I've known for years. Yeah, he's one of the old crew, the old Flat Earth crew. And it was good to see you with him. I like Jay. Ciao, Alvo. Alvo Billy. Oh, Jilly. Hey, babe. Ta-ta for now. I couldn't see you there earlier. Yeah, ta-ta for now, Jilly, babe. Crazy John. I like your name, Crazy John. And Free Press. And Lise. And SQ Bitch. She's giving me love things, which is lovely. I love them love things. And Brian. Martin's juicy is flowing. Okay, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, we're going to see him off this year. Okay, fucking just see him off. Okay, I could crush a grape. Okay, I got to extend my excitement, otherwise keep myself awake. Okay, like a hyperactive child. Okay, I need a coffee. Okay, subscribe, like. I'll see you soon, right, guys? Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.